All righty, are we live? Yes, we are. What in the world would you ask for if you could ask for anything? If you could talk to Santa and ask for your casino wish list to happen? Jeremy's got his list. I've got my list. And maybe together we can somehow find a miracle and make it all happen right now.
Welcome to the Color Up Podcast. Whether you're a seasoned player or a beginner eager to step up to the table, this is your lucky podcast that's all about the thrill and strategy of the casino world. I'm your host, Jeremy. With me is Jim the Professor. Let's get rolling. Well, it is that time of the year, I guess, where you...
Busy.
Yeah, well, for those that are, not of other religions, I guess, I think primarily Christmas is a big thing for most people. So that's what we're going with. Dear Santa
Christmas
wish list.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the topic of the show. We've got our wish list. And again, like I said, that time of year. So might as well, right? Things
Absolutely.
that we're wishing and hoping for, and whether they'll change or not, I don't know.
Well, there's always a lot of wishing and hoping at a craps table.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
That,
for
right?
sure. Every time we go, it's like Christmas. You're like, please roll the six again, right? So I missed last week. Actually, the last 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, you missed 2 weeks because we didn't do a show last week.
Yeah,
and the week before
Brian
was
helped
substitute. Brian, and thank you, Brian, for helping out. And
appreciate that.
Yeah, we got a lot of nice compliments on that.
That's good because I haven't heard the episode yet, so hopefully you didn't do me dirty and
no. Brian's first rate, and
no,
actually we rambled on for a long time.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was
very good.
It went a long time. So thanks again, Brian. If you're watching, he's probably on a cruise and doesn't have internet access right now. So he's a very busy man too.
So that was part of the reason why I missed, because I was on a cruise, the first one, and then the second one I was probably on an airplane trying to get back home. So that's what I did.
So how was the cruise? The cruise is, I guess, or airplane cruise.
No, it's just one, but
one. Okay,
it was a cruise. I love cruising now. It's like an amazing vacation.
Okay,
but they happen to have a casino on, so twist my arm. I got to play some dice.
And you did.
Yeah, and I did.
Did you win your certificate?
This one is different. I won the minimum certificate. So. Okay, so the first 2 days, I noticed, for one, I should say, I was down like $200 one day, $300 the next day, and I wasn't getting rated all that well.
Okay.
So I'm looking at my point. I probably had 500 points. So it's about $1 per point, which is not ideal. Now, if you're a slot player, it costs $5 per point. And usually, when they run their winnings back through, a good slot player or,
a lucky slot.
Yeah. Usually they're happy to get 1 point for $1. Well, us as craps players, we like to get that down to 50 cents, 25 cents, or, even better would be walk away with a win and earn all the points, right?
That's right.
But I'm not going to complain if I earn, 2,000 points and I lost $500, and earned a free cruise.
And you got the cruise.
Yeah. So that would not be a bad week, but I was looking on the upcoming list, 1,200 points, 1,500 points, 2,000 points, and I didn't really see anything I wanted. And we already have I got another cruise next week, Jim. I've got one in February. I've got one in May. So I'm like, you know what? I don't need to play so heavy and earn points because whatever.
The prime, the well is pumped. So
yeah,
so got water coming through.
I just you know what? I'll play slow and just play for fun. And then whenever you're not playing for points, I can walk away whenever I want. So the next following nights, I'd usually, once I was up $100 or so, I would walk, I'd quit, even though, because normally I'd be like, I need to put in my time, right? I need 2 hours, 3 hours.
Right.
But here I was like, well, if it's a half hour and I was up 100, I left, which is a much better way to win money, but not great for points.
Not for points.
Every night thereafter, I actually won somewhere between $100 to $200 every night. And but I only ended up with like 900 points.
Now, were you using one of those crazy light and darkness systems, or how were you playing?
Yeah, for the most part, I would do a lay 10 and then
Okay.
like 44 inside. And then after I got like a couple hits, I would pull down the lay once I kind of got my money recouped. It was just, the lay's there to protect an early 7.
Right.
And so it was like a hedge for a couple rolls. And then after that, I would just play. So
And I
it
said
worked out,
crazy.
obviously.
I said crazy strategy, light
Yeah.
and darkness, respectfully.
Yeah.
But
No, it's not something. I'm not a big believer in hedge play so much. I'm starting to rethink that a little bit, but we're getting way off topic. Just because it's like so many rolls are short. You got to get past the short rolls. So hedge play does kind of like protect you from the short rolls, and you are in position to still take advantage of long rolls where, some people just preach, hey, just press heavy from the beginning. Yeah, the short rolls will bite you, but once you get the long roll, you will win more money. And that's true. If you pick one side or the other, you're definitely going to win more money than the hedge player. But I think there's kind of a balance just because the fact of life, so many rolls are going to be short, and I hate to get bit. So hedging,
helps
weathers the storm for the short rolls. You're not going to make as much money on a 15 to 20 roll, but you will make money because you're positioned and paid for. So I don't know. I've been kind of mulling it over, and it definitely worked for me. Like I said, 100 to, usually about $100 to $150, and I'd walk every night, and I was happy with it.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So
you go any place cool? Where do on the cruise?
Yeah, this one I booked this tour to supposedly one of the top 10 beaches in the world. It wasn't part of the cruise, but I did a private booking of a boat to the other side of the island. St. Lucia, maybe, I forget that. It's one of those islands.
So you're on the West Coast, or you went East Coast?
I think this was south. This was almost down to like South America.
You went to South America on a cruise, or Central?
Yeah, pretty
America,
close.
Maybe? Really?
Yeah,
wow.
It was down there by like, it was down.
Where'd you go out
of? Miami. No, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. So you were on our side of the water over here. Okay.
Oh yeah. I left from that side. And yeah, it was like these two mountains and this little cove with just crystal clear waters, and we snorkeled right there. And yeah, there is one hotel is like $5,000 a night hotel, but we just boated there. But that's how exclusive this little thing is, and it's called Sugar Beach, and man, it was amazing. But
how long was the cruise?
Spots.
How long?
9 days, 8 nights. It was a monster. It was a big one.
So you were on obviously one of the big Oasis class, or
no? It was a small ship. It was the smallest ship we've been on, and we actually felt it. I think I've got my sea legs. I didn't get sick or anything.
Okay,
my wife chimed in St. Lucia.
Okay.
It was rocking. The boat was rocking quite a bit, and I didn't feel sick. Not to make this. I feel like we've turned this into.
No, I know, but
people probably do want to hear.
We want to hear because they hadn't heard from you in a couple 3 weeks.
Yeah, if we're playing and stuff. So, the play went pretty well after the first 2 nights, and I decided just to play for fun and not have that pressure. I need the hours. I need the points. It was good. So
yeah, think about all the people who go on a cruise and don't play craps, and they don't have any pressure. They just enjoy the cruise all the time.
Well, a lot of those slot players though do their pressure because, it's not pressure for them. They just know, like, hey, to win a free cruise, I gotta run 2,000 through. Well, they have to run more than that, but they know they're probably going to lose $2,000.
Wow.
To win a free cruise, and I'm. As a craps player, that's unacceptable. Like I'm not going to lose 2,000. I'm going to either lose maybe 1,000, but hopefully 500, 250. Hopefully I can even win.
Hopefully even eke out a win. Yeah.
Yeah. And slot players that's just not a thing. If they hit a big jackpot, yeah, but that's, it's so rare. Otherwise they're lucky to get 1 point for $1 and, lose $2,000 and essentially prepay
right
cruise, which isn't, it's not the worst deal in the world because they're having fun.
And they're
going to pay for the cruise anyway, right? So
that's right.
It's definitely a better deal than what the land-based casinos give you, I think, in my opinion.
As far as the value of the comps, yeah.
Yeah, as far as comp value.
Okay, well that's great.
You lose $2,000 at MGM, and you're not going to get nothing. Maybe $10 free play.
Thanks for coming, guys. Yeah. Maybe small. They might say better luck next time.
Yeah, next time bring 20,000. Sir.
Bring 20, and you get the dinner.
Right. And, how about you? Any gaming?
Yes,
Got any more
actually,
questions or?
no, I did have one gaming experience. I
Oh,
went to
okay.
the
Okay.
local one in P-Town, one of our good buddies, Color Up Club member, uh, Craps fan, and he came down for some business purposes, and we went out to dinner, and it was so weird. It was I picked a spot that's down in downtown Portsmouth, and it's a restaurant out of the on the water. A buddy of mine from high school owns, and it's usually it's on the end of a dock, so you have to walk by all these boats, and it's just right out in the middle of the Elizabeth River there, and you can look and see Norfolk and the skyline and everything. And it was so, I guess it was so hot that day. We had the worst fog. You couldn't even see, I mean, your hand in front of your face. It was so
Oh, you set me up. I'm
foggy.
thinking of this beautiful
Oh
scenic
yeah,
view, and then you're like, I
it
couldn't
would have
see
been.
nothing.
It would have been. You could see the big giant amphibious assault ships in the dry dock. You can see the Berkeley Bridge in downtown Norfolk. You can see everything all lit up. Look over to the left. You can see the Portsmouth Naval Hospital. But you couldn't see nothing that night, and it was terrible. So I felt bad. But anyway, we did go out to the local Rivers Casino, and we got lucky initially. Right when we walked up to the table, there was a guy rolling, and the puck was off.
Wait,
And
was there any conversation? I mean, you guys like we're going right to the dice table.
uh, no, we went and got our cards, and then we went to the dice table. It was a school night, so.
Okay.
We went out to dinner, and I got there around 8:30 or so.
What I
or
mean is
8.
like you didn't go. He wasn't like, yeah, let's go to the blackjack table first, or let's.
Oh
hit
no,
some-"
no, no, no. We
Okay.
no, we
All
we
right.
were going to play. We were going to play.
Okay.
And we get in there, and a guy is on a monster roll. I don't know. I mean, but he's got almost all the little things flipped over for the ATS, one on each side. And somebody else down the other end started buying in, so we said, "Hey, we'll jump in too." And he didn't seem to care, and he continued to roll for a good while. And it was, I only bought in for 400. I'm a low baller, but immediately got up over 200 some dollars. And if I'd been by myself, I might have been, "Hey, let's get out of here." But of course, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. And it's like, what is that song about the Killers, Mr. Brightside? I'm Mr. Nice Guy. And I kept playing and watching the bankroll going down, down, down. And next thing you know, I got two very expensive Diet Cokes
Oh
there.
no, you gave it
Yeah.
all back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
I got
you
two
don't
very.
switch play or anything?
Oh
I
no,
mean, you
no,
stick
no.
with your
It's like a
3-point
Carly
to death,
Carly
huh?
Simon song. I will go down with this ship. Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know,
in
Jim. You
love.
need to in those situations that you gotta like.
Be flexible.
Yeah, I mean, the
Ah,
3-point Molly's great, and obviously you were up, but like if you're like, you know what, now it's just time at table. You need a time at table strategy that is not so. I mean, 3-point Molly's not super aggressive, but it's semi
yeah.
aggressive. Like
If
you
only
need
if
something with a little hedge in there, or just like
I would have been
a 6 and
better
8
off.
and one comeback,
Yeah,
or I
6 and
don't
8
know.
or something, and a pass line. I don't know. I got to change it up with that low baller, and it was a $15 table too,
Yeah,
so that kind of like amped it
yeah.
down even more. So I was really undercapitalized. So, but we had a blast, and it was great seeing him, and he's just a great guy. So if you're listening, hey, Caps fan, thanks again for the great company and dinner. But oh
Nice.
wow, we've got two people from your family on the take listening. So this is amazing. A sister and a wife.
Yeah, I will give one story. I is probably it wasn't nothing too much memorable. I mean, the first 2 days was tough. Probably average of 5 rolls. It just nothing was going well. So I
Nothing going on.
never had the long roll to make money. But there was this one time that I was rolling. I probably rolled. It was not a good roll, but it was a long roll. So what I mean by like that, it was probably 25 plus, maybe 30 rolls.
Okay.
But so many of them were on the come out roll.
Okay.
I mean, the game is decided 33% of the time right
That's
there.
that's a third.
Yeah. And there was this don't player. He took it well. I saw him throughout the
Whoa.
cruise, but he started like at $25 don't, I roll a 7. Like I said, I just tons of 7 and 11s on the come out roll. And I would get a point, like a 5. He would, lay odds against, and immediately I'd roll the 5. Like I think I set like 2 or 3 points, but immediately rolled them back. But all the
Wow.
other 20 some rolls were just the come out roll. I think once I hit 5 sevens in a row, I hit like 3 threes in a row, and then I'd go
Wow.
back to the sevens. It was like insane. And the guy he didn't give up. And he came and shook my hand. I mean, and it went quick because there was only maybe 4 of us at the table. And he kept eyeballing me every time. And I was like, and but he was good. It wasn't like a dirty eyeball. He was just
Right.
like, what the heck this is unbelievable. I'm like, it can't last forever. And he's like, I know. And right back on the dome he'd go. And 10 minutes. It wasn't that long a roll, but it was significant, 25 or so rolls. And then he made his last bet, another 7 on come out.
And you sniped him again.
Yeah, and he came over, shook my hand. He goes, $750. That was fast.
Oh, oh my God. I do have one I need to tell you.
My hand and he's like, yeah, it's craps. I'm like, phew.
This guy
talking about being adaptable and maybe
he was not. No, he was not. There was a guy beside me who was playing the whole right after we bought in. He came in, had a I think it was $6,500 buy-in, and he went through his 6,600 before I think I went out with my 4. And it was incredibly aggressive, and just $25 midnight, and just I mean, when you got $6,000, you're just throwing it all over the place. And I was just like, oh my gosh. But if he didn't, I think I might have puttered out and then went to the restroom, came back, and he went out just right after that because I was still hanging out with my buddy. But yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, and the other thing, he moved my comeback, excuse me, not my comeback. He moved my pass line bet because one of the local shooters in there needed the spot in the landing zone over there. And of course, the guy throwing didn't hit the same landing zone any times, and chips, the chips were there and the dice going all over the place. But he said, I'm not trying to take your $15. I bought in for 65. I said, yeah. I said, I'm not worried about it. I said, for the good of the table.
Move it. We got
a
sharpshooter down there.
Yeah. I mean, we got a ringer, we got a ringer, and everybody knows their names. But we were even though I live here and I don't go there, but I was only the 3rd time in the casino.
Yeah. And that's the thing with craps. So this don't guy, I mean, the best bet in the casino, right? Don't with the odds, and $750 in like 10 minutes.
And you should admit it. It's too bad you couldn't do a color up video while you're there and just show you the danger.
And I didn't make any money, unfortunately, because of how I was playing. When I was the shooter, I was doing a do don't. So here I am every time 7
yourself.
or 11.
I
would they would just move my don't
seesaw
back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I didn't make any money either, and because I never rolled any numbers. I rolled like 3 points, and it was just the weirdest thing, but just by chance. But that's the game. Just such a weird game.
It is the game.
And then with my family tonight, we were playing. Sorry to interrupt. We're never going to get to the topic.
No. I was trying to, but
it's okay. We're 20 minutes.
Well, we 2
Maybe
weeks.
We just give up on the topic.
Yeah.
I was playing. Is it Carcassonne or another game, Catan maybe? I don't know. It's one of these games where you like the board and you get like land pieces and you want to build your roads to connect the land and you get resources. I don't know. But it was kind of interesting because the game that my kids were picking up on it. I have adult kids now, but they're like, so in this game, the 7, you turn you become a robber and get to move this guy and then steal resources from other people.
Okay.
And then like you wanted to have resources around all the pieces of land were numbered, right? Because it's a 2 dice game. So there's the 6 and 8, the 5 and 9.
Sister numbers, yeah.
Yeah, they were picking up like, oh wow, like all night long, the 8 and the 6 roll. And I knew this. I'm like,
the combinations.
Yeah, I knew to put my properties on these 6 and 8, and like they're like, me and the 2 and the 12 have never rolled. I'm like, well, this is exactly how craps works. There's only 1 in 36 dice combo, Yep. And, so it was kind of a funny, relation to craps, and they started realizing, oh, it is. It's just like craps, like, 7's the bad number with the robber, and then 6
and 8 are good. Yeah, 5 and 5 is 10 combinations out of the 36.
They noticed the 5 was never rolling, even though it was a good
Good number.
It's usually a pretty good number, but the 5
Mhm.
just wasn't rolling tonight.
That's the way dice
So
go.
it was kind of fun to play a game that was, uses the 2 dice, and that's, use that to your advantage. Anytime, that's it, the game translates because 2 dice is
Oh,
always
yeah.
36 combos. And, if you could ever, play any kind of board game where it kind of, those numbers matter, you should know 7's the best, 6 and 8, 5 and 9.
Spreads out. Bell curve.
Yeah. Yeah. So a little tip for board games if you're using
There you
2
go.
dice, right?
There you go. If there are 2 6-sided dice, then 7's going to be that combination that you're going to be winning on 6 out of the 36.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome there. But yeah, we had a bunch of people pop in and want to say hello to everybody with your last name, either at middle or last name listening. And we got some of our regulars, Shep and Joe.
And maybe we'll get to a monster roll.
Yeah, we get to all of them. We'll get to that. But they might have some wishes too. Yeah, if we actually get to the
we could probably institute their wish lists. We should probably get to some of those. I know that you have some letters, Dear Santa letters.
Yeah, we've got them to
maybe you should open up with 1 or 2 of those, and then maybe we'll move to my list.
Okay, but before we do that, for the people who are watching, I do have a visual. I told you I had a surprise. You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
it's not the sweatshirt. I see. It says Santa something. Very fast. Oh,
bling bling. Yeah, so Santa's at the bottom. It says VIP. I don't know if you can see that.
Santa's VIP.
Yeah, but it blinks. Yeah. All right.
For those on YouTube or watching, his sweater is all lit up.
Yes,
Christmas
this is
lights. And then
a wonderful Walmart.
If you're listening on your favorite podcasting app, you obviously can only hear us, but
take our word for it.
Yeah, he's got a wonderful. It would never win ugliest Christmas.
No, not this is quality.
It's quite handsome.
Thank you very much.
Good design, and then the lights just stunning.
It's over the top. It's over the top. So
you might win best sweater, but not ugliest. It's definitely not ugly.
No, nothing ugly in here. Nothing ugly in here. Let me see if I can pull up my Santa letters.
Yeah, give me a Dear Santa letter. What people are looking for from either the craps game or the casino.
And it should be up at the top there. Of course. No, that's Color Up Podcast. All right, come on now. Dear Santa. And of course, they all disappeared.
Maybe I should start with my list.
Yeah, start with yours. Go with yours, and I'm going to try to desperately pull this up because this is driving me nuts. Oh, no, it was on notes. That's what it was. I think I sent it to you on notes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I do want you, because we got to go, we've got to have discussions off of my list and your list.
Oh, yeah, we got to get your list in there. But I did get my Dear Santa list up.
I don't know what this comment means. We know who the Grinch is between the two of you. Because I'm wearing green, like, am I a Grinch or?
Well, it's like the green dice and the red dice. It's all good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas. It's a Christmas theme.
We've nailed it.
Yeah, accidentally, without planning, we nailed it.
Yes. Did you find these Dear Santa letters?
Yes, I did.
Give me one.
All right, so I'm going to start off with this one here. It says, Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is to parlay a $10 hard 8 4 times at the same session this year. Sincerely, maybe not. That's who signed it. Sincerely, maybe not. I don't know who that is. 4 times.
So let's say $1 goes to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000.
Yeah, we could do it 3 times that way if you want. I don't know. Maybe do 4.
Is that 4 times?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start off with
10, goes to 100, goes to 1,000, goes to 10,000, right?
Yeah, it should be 4 times. I was going to start big, if you're going to wish.
I guess you could put
$10.
A $10 bet on it. Oh, yeah,
$10 just right from the get go.
Well, so we just go to $100,000.
Okay,
parlay it 4 times. Although I don't know of any casino that will let you do a $10,000.
Because you'd be way above anybody's regular.
Yeah, even if the table limit's 10,000, they usually won't let you do the props at that same level.
Okay.
So
I've seen some. Well, you're right, but even then, it's only like $50, like on the ATS and some of the high tables at MGM and stuff. I've seen them go quarters across the top, and I think
starting at 10's no problem, going to 100's no problem, but the problem is once you're parlaying it twice.
then
So
you're
10 to 100
so
to 1,000. Yeah, at 1,000, that might be a max bet for a lot of them.
so you're going to say
you're stuck
Santa's
at 10
going to
grand. Sorry.
Santa says sorry. Yeah,
The
Santa
most
says
you're going to
sorry.
win, maybe 10
But
grand.
maybe not. Probably not going to happen there.
Probably not going to hit the $100,000 parlay.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, it's a nice Christmas list, though. Nice.
Yeah,
nice
I mean,
wishful thinking.
you can ask. Never hurts to ask, right? It's like dice
No.
setting. Dice setting never hurts to set, right?
No, you never know what
You never know.
Santa can pull off.
Mm-hmm.
You got another one, or should we jump to my list? Do you have a list, by the way?
I'm working on a list.
I know I didn't give you a whole lot of time to think of your list.
No. It's okay, but I've got 3 more Dear Santas. But
Give me another one. Give me another one.
Another Dear Santa. All right, how about this one? Dear Santa, I want to roll the ATS twice back to back with green chips and then bump up the black chips. Sincerely, I've been Hopewell.
I've seen people. Have you ever seen anyone roll? I haven't seen it. Well, yeah, back to back because it's the same roller.
Because
I've seen him hit it twice.
I saw it at Park MGM. The guy rolled it and he rolled it again. And of course, when I got there, I got a chance for him to, hit it the first time, and nobody was jumping in, and he was just kept on going. So I waited and watched him do it again while I was kicking myself the whole time.
And yeah, and if he bumps up to a black chip, I mean, the middle one's $15,000.
Yeah, which I guess that would be big money.
No,
and
1,500?
No,
150 times 100.
15. No, you would get
That's 3 zeros. Yeah, 3 zeros, so 15,000.
1,000. Yeah, that's big boy money if you can get that. And I guess they would let you do that at the big
$100
properties. Yeah,
ATS probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's a sucker bet. I mean,
yeah,
you're not going to win that. And
sure enough. Unless you're this guy. Yeah,
it happens.
And by the way, he was a dice setter too.
Of course. I mean, that helps, right?
But he would change his sets all the time. So, but yeah, I got that one. So that one's possible. Santa might let that one happen this year for Ivan.
I would approved. I would say yes. Okay. I would grant someone. Hopefully, someone will hit that because I have seen that.
All right. How about the next one here? It says, you got.
We'll jump to more of those later.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know how long my list is gonna, because we might have a little discussion with each of those, and they're in no particular order. I wish I did put them in order.
All right.
And some of these I think are regional. So I have some that are craps related and some that are just casino related. This is my wish list.
All right, let's hear it.
Free parking.
They had it, and it seems to be going away a little bit.
They took it away, right? Like, so I know here in Reno, it's free parking. As far as I know, like Blackhawk, still free parking. Your local casinos in Vegas are free parking. I get it. A parking garage is millions of dollars, and it sucks to recoup your cost, but they're recouping their costs, so they can have it free parking.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any
casinos
that went out of business because they couldn't figure out the whole parking situation.
Right. It's just like another, and it's weird that, like, hey, we want you to come and spend your money, but meanwhile, walking in the door, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I think the only thing that makes sense business-wise to me is they want to churn those spaces over, because I have been on a Saturday night at a Vegas Strip property. The Paris one was the one that I drove, and Friday night also. And I went up to the top. I had to go up to the top, and that's one of those fancy ones with all the lights and everything on it that say, hey, how many spaces on this one? Yeah. And I felt like I was, in the Grand Prix thing for Vegas, like racing around the parking garage. So I think they charge to churn it over a little bit. So you just don't.
But that didn't help.
Forget it.
I mean, it's still full, and they were charging.
Yeah, I guess it didn't. Maybe they weren't charging enough.
They were just making a lot of money. Yeah, what are they gonna? Let's bump it up to 50.
Bump it up.
I mean, there are some things, like some of them, like as a Nevadian, I have a license, so a lot of them will give you like 2 or 3 hours for free. Once you hit certain tier status. Some of them, you know, give
Okay.
free
Yeah,
parking
yeah.
if you're at the
That's right.
properties.
Because back then I had gotten up to Diamond, and
Yeah,
I did
okay.
not have to pay.
So
I
if you're
didn't have to
diamond at
pay for that.
Caesars, they wouldn't
Yeah.
charge
Yes.
you at a
Mhm.
Caesars parking garage. So there are some things, but it just, to me, it just should be free parking from the get go. I mean, it's like you're going there to spend money. Why do you gotta like charge me a surcharge to get through the door? I don't get it.
They
It'd
don't
be
do
like a
it,
mall, like a shopping mall,
but
or
I think they're talking about at the fashion show mall, maybe doing it. Maybe there's
I mean,
something magical about Vegas and parking. Is it? Can you not park anywhere? Is there not enough parking in Vegas?
well, I mean, if you want to park close to the strip, yeah, I mean, you got to get into a garage, right? So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you go places like big cities, you got the same issue. I mean, they're really limited
Mhm.
on parking spots. So yeah, you got to pay to park, I guess. But Vegas, and you know, it was built around. It wasn't. It's not like New York City that was,
You know, hundreds
yeah,
of years ago.
hundreds of years old, that they have no way to get. I mean, these people developed. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna build a Fontainebleau with an amazing big parking garage. You know,
Yes.
they have the room in the there's plenty of room in Vegas. They have the space. It's not like a limited space thing. They're just greedy.
Okay.
They're just greedy, and I want that for Christmas. Free parking for everybody.
So hopefully Santa will grant that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't hold your breath.
Mm-mm. I want
So
self-serve soda fountains, Jim.
now I know you're a proponent, and I'm on the other side of the fence. And
Really?
yeah, well, I don't mind the self-service. I've been to a few casinos,
Because there are
Harrington,
certain places. I know
yeah,
Black Hawk. I think
Harrington,
Phoenix
Harrington
area.
up in Delaware
You
as the
get your hot
self-serve
chocolate, your coffee, your Coke, your diet,
Diet Cokes. Yeah,
whenever you want. Don't tip. You don't have to
but
wait for anybody. But go
yeah, but
ahead.
I like it when I'm at the table because in those kind of places I'm not hanging out in the casino unless I'm playing hopefully,
Mhm.
and I like somebody bringing me my Diet Coke.
That's fair. I'm not asking them to remove that. I'm
Okay,
asking for the option. Whenever they haven't been around, I can just walk over there and get it myself.
but what about the people who walk into the casino and just grab a Diet Coke and they don't play anything?
No
I
problem.
mean, they
I don't
they
care.
could be out like 6 cents worth
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
a cup and ice, and
Yeah, all that,
yeah, I don't know.
all that bubbly water
I mean,
with
you
some syrup
you
mixed
must
in.
think the
Yeah,
casinos are making money hand over fist or something, buddy. I don't know. I think they're just people trying to eke out a living like the rest of us.
right. Yeah, I
I don't
know
know.
it's tough to give away free sodas, and yeah, you can't have anyone just keeping an eye on the vagrants that come in
I
for
mean,
the free
free
soda.
parking, free sodas. Where's it going to stop? Free cruises.
It's not like
Jeremy, come
it's
on.
not like the fountain thing is like vodka and Coors Light and whatever. It's soda and
Soda.
water. Like,
Okay.
I think they could swing it. I'm just asking,
Okay.
dear Santa.
You're starting to sound a little bit. You use the S words like a socialist or something. You're getting very generous with other people's money.
I'm just saying, some people are able to pull it off miraculously. I don't know
Yes,
why all the casinos can't do it.
it's a different
And
business model. Yeah.
we're gonna get to something on the list that I think we're gonna agree with, and it's the same situation. Like, some casinos are pulling it off while others are deciding not to. So you tell me.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's see. My daughter gave this one. She goes, you know what? And you might think this is funny. While you're giving out these drinks, let's say it's not a self-serve fountain, but
Okay.
you're gaming. They come up to you. Hey, would you like something to drink? Yes. Okay. They come back 5 minutes later with your drink. You'd give them a tip.
Right.
And they also have snacks with them. I
Wow.
want snack. Yeah. Like at the
Okay.
airplane. Here's a bag of pretzels with your beer.
A very small bag.
Yeah, yeah, just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
snack.
Just
Like,
a
oh,
little something.
here's a little, the snack size Snickers bar.
Mini bar. Yeah, like a
Mhm.
mini Snickers or mini.
Here's a little thing of peanuts or whatever, if you don't have allergies or whatever. Just a little snack, a little bag of Lay's chips or something with your drink. Why not?
That's a wonderful thing.
I like that. I like
I
that
think.
idea.
I mean, would it cost you a bag of candy or whatever? One bag. I mean, they were selling big bags of Walmart candy. Had all kinds of mixes, 400 pieces for $20. I mean, I don't know what the cost per piece of candy is on that, but it had to be pretty low. So
Yeah.
and they could buy in bulk and get it down even lower.
Yeah,
So
and candy, the candy's more expensive than like, the little baked chips and pretzels and
yeah. I think
what do you
it's a.
think?
I think your daughter needs to be working in some of these casinos.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
I
how
think.
would you love it? Like, would you like some pretzels with your beer? Yeah, why
Now,
not?
is there a downside to table games and
You can make a
food at the
mess, I
table?
guess,
Yeah,
but the majority are slot players anyway, and you got a drink that you could spill. I don't know. It comes in its little self-serve bag. You don't give them Cheetos, maybe.
right.
Stuff that
Yeah, I
leaves
don't
your
want
hands
that.
all messy, but
Maybe
just a
as
little
long as
little
as long
snack.
as they put the trash away, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I can get behind that. Who
That
do we
one's
need
not
to
going to
email?
bankrupt them.
No, I don't think so. Not the candy, but the free parking. I mean, come on,
Okay,
man. A garage is expensive.
it
Yeah, somebody's
certainly
got to pay
is.
for it. Yeah.
But for some reason, half the casinos in America, more than half probably, are pulling it off somehow and can provide free parking.
Yeah, we got to figure that one
Hmm.
out. Mm,
Hmm.
hmm.
Um, Jim, this one's near and dear to your heart. Even though I have argued for the people who like to smoke,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a vice kind of gambling, drinking, smoking. I don't mind people that say, hey, this is my last bastion spot that I can smoke. I would agree on my wish list would be non-smoking casinos.
Thank you for coming to the side. And I would think it would be a no brainer for their employees, health insurance reasons, all the reasons we spoke about those before. But for whatever reason, in some states, they ban them for everybody. It's a state law. And I
Yeah.
think the casinos, like in Delaware, they can't smoke. Um, Cherokee, I think this past year and a half, two
Colorado,
years
yeah,
ago,
it's
yeah,
non-smoking.
non-smoking. And those casinos seem to be doing okay.
Again, they figure it out.
They figure it out.
Somehow they could stay. It's like the casinos that don't charge for parking.
Yes.
Somehow they're still alive.
Still
The casinos
alive.
that give away free fountain drink, self-service fountain
Mm-hmm.
drink,
Mm-hmm.
somehow somehow they're making it work.
I know MGM National Harbor, they can go, they're non-smoking, and yet they're able to get by with, $100 table limits sometimes, and $50 table limits, and big money rolls like that. So maybe there's a way to do it, but I would totally 100% get around and behind it. But I think because of the number of casinos in Las Vegas, it would almost have to be a total ban by the state. And I don't think
Yeah,
they're
I don't think
going
it's
to
happening.
ever do it, because if they did do that, you've got so many little small ones. And like you said, who's going to police it? Who's going to enforce it? What's the fine going to be? Who are they going to go after? And these lobbyists are, it's a lot of money that comes into the coffers every year from all these casinos, and they have some influence and they flex, and
Yeah,
they're
and it came
going
up
to
recently, right? They were like, there was an organization that
last
wanted
year.
to do a study, and
Yes.
everyone they voted down. No, we don't
No,
even want to study.
we don't want to study it. We don't want to say, hey, you're going to save so many lives, save so much money on the health insurance.
Yeah,
Don't even study it.
yeah, they were like,
The
no,
big
no, no,
one.
no, no. They cover their ears and they're just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I
Don't
don't want
want
to
to
hear
hear
it.
it. No. But yet, like I said, on the East Coast,
Yeah,
Maryland, I don't think they're allowed to smoke. I know Delaware, they're non-smoking. There might be others,
you guys are so
but
progressive out there. We're the wild, wild west. You can't.
you
We
are.
need our guns and our cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, in Virginia, they're allowing them to smoke in Virginia apparently.
Yeah.
So I know the Portsmouth one, and that's another thing. It just opened up a new casino in Danville, Virginia. The finished thing is a Cherokee Caesars property, and they had Dennis Rodman come out to be the Grand Master of Ceremonies for the opening day celebration that they had in Danville, Virginia. It's way on the western side of the state, near the Tennessee and all
Here's
those.
a thought for maybe conspiracy: alcohol with no food is more effect, so you spend more. They don't want to give you food to kind of
Oh, wow.
Bounce you out. So, what do you think about that? I mean, maybe. I mean, they do. They don't mind an inebriated player. Supposedly, they have things in place. They don't want you to, because then they become
Yes,
liable. They don't
because
want you
then
too
right, they're gonna
drunk,
be. But yeah,
but
you're right. Maybe you're
they
making
do want
stupid
you loose.
decisions as you're drinking. Yeah. Maybe, and I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but the last 5 years or so, Lord knows we've had a lot, and my eyes have been opened.
Yeah,
They're open right now, so that could be a reason right there. So
yeah,
Naomi, you're spot on with that, 100%.
yeah.
I
They don't
think
want
that
to. They
there's
don't want to
something
give you
to it.
food. They want to save the 5 cents per pretzel bag. It all adds up,
Yes.
maybe.
You got to pretzels or parking. You got to pick your poison.
You know what else I want on my Christmas wish list is more. I'm not asking for all of them. I'm asking for at least one affordable fast food option per casino.
And you don't feel like the ones that you've been going
No,
to
no, no, no.
have, no?
So, well, in Reno, it's a little different. But like, for instance, I am at MGM a lot. That's where my brother plays. I'm with him a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
The food court, you've got great cheap options. You've got Nathan's hot dog. You've got the little pizza thing. You've got I don't know, Wendy's or something, right?
Okay.
You got these cheap fast food places
Mm-hmm.
that you go for two people and it's $60.
Whoa.
Yeah, no joke. It's not normal. You can't. It's like, oh yeah, our fries are $12. Our soda is $9. You want a burger or a Nathan's, like a hot dog? Not a foot long. A hot dog that's like $10. Like, it's like exorbitant stadium, because they got you. Like,
Yeah. And they know once you're there, and most people, it's a destination to gamble. And
yeah,
whenever you leave the property and all, and they want to make it convenient and they want to max it out because they know if they did 120, somebody said, no way we're paying $120 for two hamburgers, but $60 for two combos. Yeah, it's not worth my time to go out because then they're going to charge
exactly.
me for parking again, or
Right. Well,
whatever.
cheapskates
In and
like
out
me
fee. Yeah.
know that you can walk out of In and Out and you can go to they added the new chicken place. It's like I don't know, one of these chicken
Yeah. Yeah.
places. And then,
Popeyes
there's
or
In and Out and
Poco
stuff. I mean,
Loco. Who
and
knows?
you can eat between that $10 and $15 mark. It's up a little bit from what you'd find.
Outside. Yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
mile away, but it's not $30 a person. Crazy. So I'm just asking, not all of them. I get it. But just give me one spot per casino that you can go and eat for $10 or $15 a person. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
I think that's very
Is that
reasonable,
too much to
Liz.
ask? Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently it is. But
yeah.
this
I
is my
don't know.
Christmas wish list.
Although I did see at DiceCon last year, I thought I saw something I mean, I was taking pictures of it and everything, a place to eat at a what was the name of the place? The place that I stayed at, daggone it. This is the
You stay
first night.
downtown?
Yeah, I stayed downtown. It was
Golden
Gold
Gate,
Nugget.
D,
Not the good
Golden
Golden
Nugget.
Gate, Golden Nugget. I stayed at the Golden
Okay.
Nugget and I
Yeah, they got a
walked
Chick-fil-A there,
a
I think.
Chick-fil-A. That's
Yeah,
exactly
okay.
what it was. It's the Chick-fil-A in there. I just could not believe Chick-fil-A and casino would be like this.
I never really thought about that because they're the no Sunday folks.
No Sunday. So, but they were
I
in.
bet you they do big business
They
Monday
were.
through Saturday, though.
Oh, they had a tremendous line. I don't think I ever went there and there wasn't a line. And I stopped in there three times just to support them, And it was absolutely wonderful to go in there and get a chicken sandwich and have a little combo.
Yeah, and
and
it's a
sit in
little
there.
higher price, but you could still get
Not
it for
yeah,
like
it's not
15
crazy
to
higher
20.
price. So your
Yeah.
golden nugget has heard your pleas, and it
Yeah.
wasn't. You could go in there. I mean, it was like for I don't know, between 10 and $15 or whatever. It wasn't
Right.
a whole lot over there.
Right.
Yeah, and they're still closed on Sunday. Rebecca chiming in there, so we'll get Rebecca's little comment on it. Yeah, they're still closed on Sunday. Is that on there? Yeah, they are
Yeah.
closed on Sundays. So and they still make enough money in there. But yeah, it was funny having God's chicken in the sinner's house. So it was
Yeah, that is
it wa-
funny. God's
it
chicken.
yeah, God's chicken in
God's
the
chicken
sinner's
is
house.
like one of the worst as far as like ingredients list. They're the ones who have like 60 ingredients in this chicken of theirs. I
And no
don't like
matter
them. I
listen,
think they do taste like a chemical, and that's before
let
I
me
knew
tell
they
you,
were all
buddy,
chemical.
when they put that pickle on it, it makes all the bad stuff go away because people will line up for Chick-fil-A. So
I just
I'm
do not like the sandwiches. I'll eat a chicken
huh?
sandwich just about anywhere but there.
Wow.
I don't. This is you probably don't recognize this name, but it is actually another family. And I think she's in the Cincinnati area, so I think it's Horseshoe Cincinnati, maybe down there. But
Okay.
yeah, she just mentioned that they have smoking rooms you can play in. They do that in the on the Las Vegas airport. There's like these little
Hut
walled off.
things. Yeah, walled
Yeah,
off
it's
hut
like
things.
yeah, and they do that in Colorado too. They're either in the rooms or they're kind of like patios, just right. I mean, yeah, you have places for them to smoke so they can have access. I'm not saying to like ban them or anything. We love our smokers. Eventually they'll
Well, they're churning out.
most of them want to quit anyway, but
Well,
yeah,
they're
they're all
trying to
dying
quit
off.
it, but the other thing, it's like 10%. It's like the percentage of population has gone way down.
Yeah,
And I know a lot of the younger crowd and all has moved toward the vaping, which is a
vaping,
whole
right?
another job. But to me, the vaping doesn't stink as bad. I know it's
No,
probably more addictive
probably.
in some of the stuff that I've read, like one of those little Jules packs or whatever they're called, is like a pack of cigarettes, and they'll just muscle through them with the nicotine. But they're not as irritating. They don't stink as bad. Yeah, I don't do either and would never do either. But if somebody's beside me juuling, as long as they're not blowing their
Right.
misty thing on me, I'd rather have somebody like that than do it. So, but yeah, I'm 100% with a nice place to eat that is cheap and
Just
that
give
you
me
can.
one option. Just
Yeah,
one
just
option.
one.
The
But
rest
I
could
think
be yeah.
but I think they put the big things in there because there's so many big winners, and you've won. Even if you win, you come out with a big. So they want to have that nice, big,
Yeah,
expensive place that you could give the
that's
money back
fine.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just asking for like multiple tiers, multiple options, and I mean they do. They have, like I said, they do have the fast food value places in there. It's just
they're cranked up
the
expensive.
prices are just
Yeah.
cranked up. Speaking of value, I don't know how I have this on my list, but this is like Santa's not going to wish me this one, but I would like to have more value casinos overall. For instance, like every time they build a new one,
Okay.
and I don't know if this is the same on the East Coast because I know you've got multiple new ones, and
Yeah, they're
so
they're popping up like crazy and
yeah,
all
it
over the
seems
place.
like each one their value uh, perspective or what they're trying to sell you on is, hey, we are now the nicest casino in the area. Like every casino, it seems like we are nicer than the Wynn, and then the Fountain Blue or the Resorts World comes in. We
Bigger
are nicer
fountains,
than
more light,
Resorts World.
bigger. Yes,
Right.
yes,
We are
yes,
more
yes.
fancy than the last guy. No one goes like, we're a great value. We want to bring in the middle class and we want you to have a good time and have fun. It's like,
You want on one side of the building the Walmart and the other side the casino, and just keep it with the same tile floor and lights as the Walmart.
I
And
don't know about that because they're, no matter if the house, they all make enough money to make it clean and nice and whatever. But I'm just saying, not everyone has to outdo the Taj Mahal next door to them. Like,
yes, yes.
like, why does everyone have to be the most luxurious, fanciest casino? Like, why does everyone try to outdo each other? It seems like
I guess they're going after the big players, maybe.
Yeah,
Like
of
the
course.
Fontainebleau is going after the big players, and then the little peons like me, like last year in Vegas after DiceCon, I spent a day riding in the Vegas Loop and checking out the Fontainebleau and all these other guys. And I mean, they're incredible. I mean, just to walk around and look. And they did
Yeah.
have one little cheap place in there for me to eat, by the way. So thank you, Fontainebleau, on that one.
There you go.
I
Oh,
think I
nice.
was able to get a little sandwich and a Diet Coke in there, and I think it was about $15. So
And
it
I
was
think you,
like a bagel thing or something.
I think you got to find the cheap spot, or not the cheap spot, the sweet spot. Like, you don't want a Walmart casino when you got everyone who comes in wants to play $5, will never leave, and it does bring in a certain class, right? I mean, you want to kind of
Now, look, first you're insulting Chick-fil-A. Now
oh
you're
god.
insulting Walmart. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. My Walmart might not be the best Walmart. There's some nice
Well,
Walmarts
you've
out there.
been to
We're good
mine. You've been
people.
to one of my
I
Walmarts in
have,
Reno,
and
right? When everything's
yes,
locked up.
yes,
My
and
wife
that,
won't go into that one. We
yeah,
go into the other. We do have a Walmart that's closer
yeah.
to us that we go to, but
They're locking crap up in my
there are even
Walmart too.
levels of Walmart. But I'm just saying, like, you can have like a decent place,
Right.
and have a really nice high limit area and room in it, maybe
There you
even,
go. Yeah.
so you can kind of cater to everyone. I'm just saying it doesn't.
You don't need the
Why does
fountains. You don't need
not
the
everyone, not all of
spa.
them.
Yeah, don't need the spa. Just
If
if
you
you,
and I get
yeah,
it. Some people, hey, you know what? I want this to be the most luxurious. I want to bring in only the top clientele, and that is our business plan. Great, I love it. But why does everyone have to be like, we're the most fancy now? We're the most fancy. It's like a never-ending.
it's an arms
Who,
race. Arms
yeah,
race.
like who
Yeah.
comes in and says, yeah, we're decent, but we provide great value and a lot of fun. I don't. How many are anyone in East Coast doing that?
Yeah, I think the
Okay,
one in Portsmouth certainly is there. They've
they
got a
weren't.
sports book, which is not too
Okay,
big, not too small. They've got like a little Top Golf thing. The casino's not the biggest, and I'm sure it was planned that way. The Norfolk Casino, which is going to be about, I don't know, 7 miles as the crow flies, if that, just across the river in Norfolk from Portsmouth. That one's in a little tiny spot between a baseball park and an Amtrak station. They're going to build that in the parking lot and build it high. So I don't know if that one's going to be all that in a bag of chips either. The Cherokee one, or not Cherokee, the Danville one that they just opened up looks to be a pretty nice Caesars property. I looked online. They had pictures. I watched a video of a tour, and they had the big Caesars statue out, in the lobby, that kind of thing. So maybe they're scaling them back a little bit because there's a lot of them closer. But
yeah,
I
Kimberly
don't know.
Brock, she's crushing it here with these comments. Like, it doesn't have to be McDonald's. It doesn't have
Right.
to be Gordon Ramsay. What's wrong with the Red Robin of casinos? You know? You get a nice burger for $15.
Yeah, Red Robin, or Yum, or whatever their little thing is. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I
I-
could be wrong,
Now
but
off the strip in Vegas, I think the casino that you're describing is Ellis Island, where we had
sure, yeah,
our opening
they do
session over there.
exist.
Yeah, they do exist, and there is, obviously they're making money, and they're doing things over there, expanding, and they have, different dining options and things. So I don't feel like anybody's going to be,
The
thinking, oh my gosh.
Palms, which is like 2 blocks off, right?
Hmm.
Vegas. I haven't been there myself, but I know they've remodeled and they're trying to change some things. They now advertise 24 hours, $5, $10 craps table.
Really? Okay.
And, yeah, why not? I mean,
I
they're
guess
still
maybe the land
profitable.
on the strip's too expensive, or
Come on.
I mean, seriously, the
I
guys who
think they
own the
just do it
land,
because they can do it. Yeah, they can because they do it because they can.
maybe so. I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
hurt them. I mean, that's why they do that's why they're charging you for parking, and they're not giving you a cheap food option, and some have gone to charging you the drinks.
Well,
You know,
I think that's why the downtown has exploded. I was looking at some data 2 weeks ago, and I think last month or something was the gambling percentage on the strip went down a little bit.
yeah,
Uh,
they had a tough year actually. I mean,
yeah, I don't want to say
compared to
tough
their
year,
like
but
historic highs, yeah,
historically they've been going up, up, and
like
up, and they were trying to break even. I don't know what it depends on December's number how they end up for the year, but it
mhm.
looked like November was down a little bit from the year before. Usually they like that growth, but downtown seemed to be doing pretty good, and that, to me, that's your second tier stuff as far as that goes. And you
I'm
walk
a
outside the
downtown
casino.
person, but some of them are getting a little too big for their britches. But I think things will. People are starting to realize, and I think prices have come down a little bit.
Level out a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see less and less. 25 will go to 15, 15 will go to 10.
So you think, as a trend, and this could be on my wish list to see table minimums come down all over the place.
I think they're coming down. I don't know about the East Coast yet. I think,
Right, but I'm
but
talking about Vegas right now. You think
yeah,
as a whole, even on the strip?
yeah. I mean, you talk. I actually recently listened to a show from the Casino Quest guys, and they were saying the same thing.
Oh.
Um, people, you got to get customers, right? And then, recently, last couple of years, people have been hit inflation, this and that and the other, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get people. Hey, you got to pay for parking now. It's $25 a table. It's this that. Your meals are $100 for. So somewhere they've got to bring people with value, and you don't want them to go next door. You got to get them to come to your
Yeah,
place.
because in,
There's only
in
so much you
in
could do.
Vegas is all about competition. I love, I teach what I teach, which is
Yeah.
business in high school or whatever. But I love competition. I love free market competition, and the consumer wins. And nobody in capitalism puts a bayonet at your back and makes you buy a $60 hamburger or
Right.
pay $45 for parking or whatever. It's if it's too expensive, you won't do it. And it's got to be a win-win for both. You get the enjoyment of parking there and all the other stuff that goes with parking there, or you say, you know what, that's too much. I'm going somewhere else, and I'm going to go park at the parking Godzillaopolis or whatever they call it in downtown.
Right.
And you go there, and you've got your cheaper casino. So even if you do pay a little bit for parking, you get the cheaper table men's and stuff. So I think there's that happy sweet spot with all of that, and maybe it's finally reached a saturation where there's, like you said, there's some macro forces with the inflation and the economy, and it's time for things to come back down. And I think one of your Kimberly said, yes, they do it because they can. And right now, maybe they're starting to realize, hey, they can't, and they can't keep raising the table minimums without it hurting the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
You
I would like to see on my wish list is live stream of table games.
Oh yeah,
This personally hits me because I want to
yeah.
film
That's
them.
I was going to say that's, and we've got some buddies, and you've got some buddies who do that.
Some of us get to record, but it would be nice to see it like more frequently, more often. I know like MGM on their roulette tables,
mhm.
they stream, but they do it to like offshore sites and stuff.
Other countries or whatever.
Yeah, other
Yeah,
countries.
okay.
But it'd be pretty cool to it just become more commonplace to see. I don't have too much more to say about that. Other
No, I
than
was going to say I've seen an increase in the amount of YouTubers with high stake games, whether they be at the craps table, that type of thing. One of our buddies, Brian with Hawaiian Crap Shooters, he's been filming for years,
yeah,
and I know there are private tables, quote unquote private
mm,
tables, and there's probably a minimum buy-in that you have to get to. But then there's other guys who walk in there by themselves and say, "Hey, look, I'm buying in for X, whatever X is, 1,000, 2,000, 2,500." And they've got their camera. And then some of the other guys, when they change the box man, say, "Hey, you got to put that camera away." And then I hear the other pit boss saying, "Oh no, he's good.
yeah, he's good,
He,
right.
he can film." I mean, you can hear that on these videos all the place. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's more and
I'd
more.
like
It's
to see
opening up a
more.
little
Yeah,
bit,
I'd
but
like to see more cameras. And again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as long as you're not using the technology to cheat,
right,
and you could use it for good. And it goes back to too. It'll come back to the casino. If somebody's, if a casino gets a reputation for loose slots or whatever, they're going to have more and more people come to it. Same thing, I think, with table games, that type of thing. So I think there's a win-win for both of them if they allow some of that filming. So I agree with you.
what about this one? Have you ever heard of touch tones?
I've heard of a touch tone phone back in the day, but I know that's still a thing. But
I think they're in
enlighten me.
bars and stuff. So essentially, this is music related.
Okay.
You go into the casino, whatever they play, 80s rock or whatever they choose. I don't know who the person gets to choose this. And it's either, they're creating an environment. It's either blaring
Hmm.
music or it's soft music or whatever. But what if it was this touch tunes? I guess they do it in bars. And essentially, it's like a voting system where like you'd go up and you'd click in Aerosmith. I don't know. I don't know what you listen to, Jim. And I would go put in my music, right? I want to listen to The Cure or whatever.
Right.
And so many votes and this music would play next. It's almost like like a jukebox, right?
Okay.
Or you could pitch in a couple bucks to move to the top of the list, if you want to
So you're
hear.
paying to get your song
You
higher up
could, you
that
could, you
to
could.
where it would play.
I guess, yeah. You could pay $10 and get Justin Bieber to move to the top of your list, and
And for 1,000, I can get him to play baby, 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 oh,
baby, all
100
night
times
long.
in a
I guess
row.
I don't,
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's your
Yeah, yeah,
1,000 or something.
yeah. Hopefully that. Yeah, I mean, there could be. I don't know how to perfect
The
this music
breakdown,
system.
yeah.
I'm just saying, if we can give the consumer a little control over what we get to hear, it might be fun. But
So
I
you would do
certainly-
this to get Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, for me, yeah, I'd be Smashing Pumpkins though.
This is really
all
a
night,
very
so.
this is some kind of
Very
scheme to
personal.
get more Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I hear there's 2 songs that casinos will play from Smashing Pumpkins. I hear every once in a while, but yeah, I don't know. It could go wrong, and I certainly do understand casinos are trying to create a certain mood or environment. So, Planet Hollywood does their thing, right?
Okay.
It's super loud and it's super hard.
The lights and the
fun.
music's all connected. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can't have you coming up and be like, "I want to hear good old."
I want to hear
Frank
some
Sinatra."
bluegrass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bluegrass.
Let's hear some bluegrass. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a
Well,
salt shaker.
yeah, I'm coming in. I'm on 1,000. I want Celine
low, get
Dion
low.
tonight. Like it's not. So I
Yeah.
understand it could be a problem, but I don't know. It's just one of my wish list things I thought would be fun.
Okay.
I've been going through my list. You got anything on your list? If I brought anything up, any idea?
Well, I think we've been hitting on some of them, but I do have a couple of things on my list. Would be some of these people who are, rolling the dice, and this is again a crap thing.
Okay.
They're rolling the dice up against the back wall 3 or 4 or 5 times.
They're looking for
looking
they're
for the
guy.
looking for the combination in there, and somewhere between the obnoxiousness that I saw at what's that place downtown? I think it's called the Grand. They
Okay,
usually
downtown Grand.
have a cheap. That was the most obnoxious experience I had at a table where they said you had 7 seconds or 8 seconds. They counted back from 8, and the pit boss or the boxman 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you had to launch. And somewhere between that kind of control and just a person just constantly wasting time and all.
Wait. So you're mad at the casino for counting them down, but you're mad at the people who's sitting there wasting the time. You're looking for the balance.
I want the Goldilocks sweet spot, Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. So my wish list would be for all players to be a little aware that, hey, it's not your private table. You're not at the professor's palace. You're at your own, you're at a casino with, 10 to 16 other people. Just be considerate. I want to see, my wish list is to see more considerate players out there.
Yeah,
So
I don't think it can be on the casino a little bit because they can let people do their things, their rituals. But at some point, I don't know that you're right. I don't need to hear them 8, 7. But I think a pit could go like, dude, enough is enough. Next time, we're just going to skip you. Listen, you got a few seconds to do your thing, but I don't want you spending 20 seconds rolling backwards. Like, give him a warning and then move along.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that
would be nice.
but you know what? Everybody's not treated equally, Jeremy. It's
No,
not a
for sure.
perfect world. It's not a socialist society, because the guy who I was playing beside, he would do that when he was rolling. He'd roll it 3 or 4 or 5 times, just farting around. And once he had the dice, and that was after everybody was late betting and everything else. And he's just, but I guess when you buy in for 6,500, 6,400, whatever, they give you a little leeway on that. But yeah, that drives me nuts.
Personally, I don't mind it. I love the rituals and the craziness and the guy like doing whatever. I'm like, oh, what is this guy doing? But I get a kick out of it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'm in no hurry if I'm there playing.
Yeah. My next one on my wish list would be no angry players at the craps table. I just, if I could have one thing, and that's why I love my Color Up Club buddies.
Amen.
We're not, nobody's playing with the rent money. Nobody's doing, and I just found my glasses, by the way. They're on top of my head. it is amazing the positive vibes and energy that take place. And I'm not saying you can't be disappointed and whatever, but these people who get angry and they're yelling about a $2 horn bet or
Yeah, I
something.
had $2
Yeah,
high on
I
that
had two
horn.
dollars on the hard four, and you guys, I parlayed the $1 and now I put two. I just it just drags the game to a stop, and there's check the cameras and all. I can't stand that stuff. I just I just hate it, and I don't like that at all. The other thing I would like to see on my wish list would be across the country, Vegas, wherever I go, I want to see more tables, and I don't want to see a shortage of dealers. I want to see
Oh,
fully staffed casinos.
that
And
would be
it
great,
doesn't
wouldn't
have
it?
to be just the craps table. I mean, the drink people, the uh, people take care of your room so the rooms get done quicker, and hopefully the economy will pick up and wages will
It
go
is
up.
getting old to continue to hear this excuse. I'm sorry, we just don't have the staffing.
Staff, yeah. Our
I'm just
room's
like,
not ready, or we can't do it. I mean, your our dice con, your dice con that you put together, we'll get 80 to 100 people sign up, and with people who come and don't necessarily, they're just there in Vegas, and they're around us, whatever. Maybe they didn't sign up. I mean, you can get 100 plus people, and they can't guarantee us two tables.
right.
Or it just doesn't make sense. And they've got 8 or 10 tables in some of these places, but they don't have the staff to do it.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
mind-boggling to me. But yeah, they can get people out there for the parking garages and ride around in little trucks and stuff, but you can't train them up to deal. I guess that's where the real money is, in the parking. So they got to do that.
I'm telling you, that's the big money maker. The
Yeah.
parking garage.
Yep.
Yeah, the mad players, angry players. This last cruise I was on, angry players, like really, really angry, like slamming chips down.
Oh my God.
This is the most ridiculous rule ever. I can't believe that both dice have to hit the back of the wall. I'm not, throwing their hands, like acting like
yeah.
toddlers. Like,
Yes.
my gosh, I don't know what you're doing here.
Blame
Got
it on
this
the
game
alcohol. Blame it on the
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I guess I'll follow
Maybe.
you up with some of the more crab specific ones. I got
Mhm.
no mid roll buy-ins.
100% with you on that. Don't slow the train down.
Amen.
Or if the train's going, let's keep going. No matter, and let it end naturally without any superstitions or whatever else. I am with you, and especially that 200, the $100 buy-in or the $40 buy-in at the $15 table. Really,
Yeah.
like I said, play whatever way you want to, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what is the master plan here? What what we go parlay, or what's the
Obviously,
master plan?
yeah. So it's either lack of etiquette or lack of knowledge or new players or whatever. But some of them know better and they do it on purpose. And the casino's not going to say no, because
They
what
want
do
their
they
money.
care?
Yeah,
Hey,
they want
give
their
me the
money.
money. Well, let's get you in this game, right? But hopefully, if you're watching Color Up on YouTube or whatever, you've heard enough. Like, just wait till that puck goes off and you buy in. It's not going to take too long, I promise you. I mean, there is a rare situation where
When the guy rolls the ATS twice at Park MGM
and
you're watching it.
I've done, yeah.
It happens, Jeremy.
It does happen, but that's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah,
But
that is.
the most of the time, if especially if you come up during the middle of a roll, trust me, 3 or 4 rolls and you'll get to play.
You'll get a chance soon.
The puck's gonna go off, and you're gonna get your chance to put your money on the table. So, yeah, I wish, and that's got to be a casino thing. They got to be like, thank you, we'll set it aside. Let's keep the dice moving, and then when the puck's off, I'll get you your chips. Right?
There you go. Yeah.
But
I got
they're not
another
gonna
one.
Say no,
I
so.
got another one, crap
Yeah.
specific, and I hope this one catches the eyes of, because I know we probably have the president of MGM and Caesars listening as we
Yeah,
speak.
they're frequent listeners.
They're frequent listeners. So, guys, if you're listening, Get your dealers to take control and have a little law and order at the table, and have an order of operations that's enforced with the bets, and not just having people constantly throwing at you. It slows it down. Hey, sir, what's your bet? Hey, sir, what's your bet? Or, no, sir, I'll get to you in a minute. It's not your turn. Yes, it's this person. Yes, and take control of your table. Like, I want to empower dealers to make it a little law and order like the United States of America used to be, and have that law and order at the table, make good things happen over here for everybody. It'll be enjoyable, much more enjoyable for everybody else.
Well,
and
I
then
know
you don't have the newbies like thinking they got to scream and yell, and whoever's the loudest gets to bet first. And
so how do you solve it? Because they're definitely trained that way. I know some are trained better than others. CEG, there's procedures, there's order of operations, and a lot of the players don't know that. How it pays off from stick to base or base to stick and that sort of thing. So they're just kind of going whenever. But I think it's personality. Like, some dealers do that. They do a great job. I know you're yelling at me. Just give me a second. I'll get to you in a minute. We're going in order here. Right. So just so you know, hey, you're the fourth player. After every roll, I'll deal with you fourth.
You'll be
right?
fourth. Yeah, exactly.
So they are trained that way, and it seems like there's some personalities that just get rolled over, by the guys yelling and dropping money and this and that. What are you going to do? So how do you solve that, Jim?
I don't know. It's got to be the casino. It's got to be that pit boss.
Yeah.
Or the box man. It's got to I know their job is to watch the game, watch the chips, make sure everything's going. But that's a big part of it. And if you can keep it order, it's better and more enjoyable for everybody, but some of these people who just come up to the table, maybe they don't know, but they act like it's the schoolyard, and they're the big bullies. They're the tallest guy at the table, and it's like, no, dude, I'm right here. It's my turn. And that's why I love it when those bullies start doing that and they want their money and they get paid, and my comeback gets paid first.
Yep.
I'm special.
Place bets are last.
I'm special. You wait your turn, place betters. You're greedy and impatient. Get to the back of the line. Yeah. That's what I say. Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually like new people, or sometimes it seems like it's really experienced guys. And I don't know if they just think the earth revolves around them, but they're shouting their bet and they're like, I want my 27, whatever their prop bet payoff. Where's my payoff? And they're like, sir, we're doing all the base dealer payoffs. The props get paid last, and then the props get paid in order, sir.
That's right.
But they're like, where's my 36? And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, chill out. Yeah.
Where's my $14 for my $12 6 or 8? It's like, dude, we got to pay the line first. Relax.
We got to play the line. We got to pay come bets.
Yeah, we got to order operations here. That's right.
Place bets are last, and you happen to be all the way around the corner of the table. So.
That's
part
enjoyable.
of that. Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, there, channels like me and all the other YouTubers, some of I don't know, a lot of them maybe don't even know that they got channels. But I know for myself, I've done a few videos on it, and hopefully you can't cover it all the time, but hopefully the education
cycle through it.
It's almost, and the dealers know it, so it's just I guess they have to kind of step up a little bit, or someone's got to take control of the table. I guess that's what you're just wishing for, right? I guess.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll happen. That's what I'm wishing for. So
what about see. Man? My list is so big.
Keep
I
going,
just want to get. I want to do automatic buy bets. Don't tell me the VIGs up front. Just
make it
enough.
United States of America just passed a law.
Guess what? A lot of Vegas is this way. So guess what? You got to follow us, especially you East Coast people.
Yeah,
VIG is on the win only. No upfront VIG. You can't do a VIG on an electronic machine up front.
You can't do that?
Well, they don't. No one does it. For one, how complicated would it be to explain to someone on a machine, hey, your $20 bet costs 21 because there's a VIG up front. So you can make it a $20 place bet, but if it's a buy bet, it's a $21. They don't do that. It's a $20, and we take the VIG on the back end,
on the back side,
because it's too much.
It's a programming nightmare.
Yeah, it's a programming nightmare.
I mean,
communication
Elon Musk
nightmare.
can get a chopstick rocket
Yeah.
but we can't do that on a
It's
bubble craps machine.
it's a user UI, right? User experience programming
Okay.
reason. They do it on purpose because to tell someone their $20 bet actually
It
costs
makes them
21
feel
is
bad.
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like,
Charge them for
what?
parking.
You want an extra dollar for what?
Yeah.
Just in case I hit it?
Bring me the
Like,
candy bar and the Tootsie
yeah.
Roll with it.
Just get rid of the upfront and just make it automatic. If it's $20 or above, it's a buy bet. Please. Enough with this already.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't do
Simple
those
stuff.
kind of bets, as you know, but yeah, I'm make it uniform, make it easy. Yeah, make it easy.
Yeah, and you go to places in the South Midwest, I think Biloxi and places like this, they'll even do an automatic buy on the 5 and 9. That's just how it should be. Like,
okay,
enough with this already.
Okay.
How about if we're sticking with craps, which is very complicated to rate?
Yes.
What about some sort of, dear Santa, can I have some sort of rating system that is consistent?
Fair.
Craps. Fair.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's a lot of your bets go up and they go down and you're on multiple areas of the table. But I don't know. Is there some sort of AI that can just watch your bets? Some sort of camera AI is like it sees your bets and it knows, the spots and it can properly calculate.
Craps players are real boys too. It's not the slot players, it's everybody. Yeah, we need it.
Because
I feel like when we go to the casino, we're like second class citizens. And even though we put our money all up front, the slots players are doing $100 or $20 at a time or whatever. And, we go in there and we're
doing $100 a minute, right? A $50 table. No one does one bet. You're doing 3, 4, 5 bets.
Yeah, even if you hit maximum on the slot machine, you're not doing $100 spin, not unless you're one of these crazy
high
YouTubers
roller.
or something.
Like the top machines are like $8, right?
Yeah, like I said, we don't get enough respect. We're craps players are the Rodney Dangerfields. We have to work the hardest to learn how to play this game. The rules are complicated, although they're not that complicated. I can figure it out. They're not that complicated, but to explain it to somebody is difficult. You can't even get your wife to play, and she might not even be listening still for all we know. But I mean, it's impossible. But we don't get we're the Rodney Dangerfields, for those of you over 50 who might have known who he was. But we get no respect. We get no respect. None.
You're bringing all the impersonations voices today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was really bad.
The blackjack player, the baccarat player, he puts down $25, $100. Yeah. It's real easy to rate these guys. Us, it's like, and then you hear about these supervisors that are supposed to be rating you. They don't know anything about the game. They're just like, I don't know. He's got $20 on the pass line. Like, I don't know. Let's rate him for that. They don't even know the game. The fact that you got, a lay bet or a buy bet, or you got 4 bets out there, and whatever. Yeah, is there some way to AI figure out and give us
figure it out?
Yeah,
and just like mathematically take a look at it and just say, hey, here's what he's been doing, and they can see every bet. The cameras can do it. I guarantee you. There's some kind of algorithm or something that they know what I'm doing. They know what you're doing. And we can try to like hide chips in our pockets and all this stuff. But they know basically, what we went in for, what we went out for. If we go to the cashier cage, maybe they can demand us a card or something. But yes, Neo had a little thing in there about, they have like multipliers for certain weekends, like a 10-time multiplier and stuff like that. And I've gone there on specific weekends when they've done that kind of stuff. But I go there and I feel like on those weekends, they say, okay, it's 10-time multipliers. We're going to rate everybody down, not as normal, like I normally get rated and stuff. So like I said, they can put these programs in place, but until it's objective with the computer, like an AI thing, I don't see.
The funny thing is, you go to these, you play at Roll to Win or Bubble Craps, all these electronic machines. They definitely know the money.
Yes,
and it's very rare. Almost all of them either give you no comp points, or they say we're minimizing your comp points. significantly. Like it trickles in.
Which makes no sense because there's no expense of an employee. I mean, think of the craps table, how the employees, the tipping and everything. So their costs are lower. They have to be lower. I know they got to have somebody to work the machine and all that stuff, but it has to be lower. The return on investment has to be higher, I would think. There's no variable cost.
So they know exactly how much your average bet is and
Boom.
your duration.
Yes.
And yet they go, no comps for you.
No comps for you.
You know, they have the little labels on it. This machine earns no comp rating or whatever, you know. It's like, so yeah, they have it out for us.
Yeah, we need, I don't know. I don't think a union is the right term, but maybe our Color Up Club needs to be
I can't even get
10,000 people in there.
This is on my list, but I can't even get the community to come together and stay away from $25 tables. Like,
no.
If we can get the community, listen, we will not play your $25 tables. Move it to 15 or else we're not playing. They would do it in a second. But so many people were like,
the first Dice Con we did at the old Tropicana, if you remember that first day we were playing and there was a crowd and then here comes the pit boss. Hey, next round's going up to 15 or 25, whatever he did. And I was like, no, color us up. We're out there.
Yeah, that's why I said, hey, come here. He said, these we're gone.
Will leave. We're gone if you raise it up. And then he rolled up his sleeve to help out.
Yeah, he's like, all right, let me help deal.
Exactly. So he stayed there. So there's some flexing that we can do. Yeah,
and I get it. Listen, I not that I have a problem with $25 table, but that should be like a choice. It should be a high limit choice where you're like, you know what, I don't want to play with the riffraffs like Jim and Jeremy. I want, the
Walmart crowd.
I don't want that crowd. I want high end people, or I want to be, only a couple people at the table. I'm happy to pay at a $25, $50, $100 table. There's a place for that. But on the normal, it shouldn't be $25. Well, it's a Saturday night. We got a lot of players, so we want to screw you.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. If you got that many players, bring in more tables. And let's rock and roll at 15. Come on. I don't get it.
Yeah,
their money's just as good.
Yeah, and I think they just want us to lose faster. They want the cheaper guys to lose faster to make room for the big fish, and then once they clear everybody out, then they might lower it down. Then they might do it.
Because they squeeze you, because how many people have the prop? It's all about bankroll. Because when you talk about new players that come in and buy a mid-roll for $40, $100, they have no chance. They're just donating to the casino. Like I talk about, have enough money for 10 shooters, whatever. There's different kind of methods to have some sort of proper bankroll. If you're you're going to bet 2 or 3 bets. Let's say a $10 table, you're at $30. You need $300 at a $10 table. Now, 5 times that at a $25 table, or whatever, 2.5 times, you're talking about $100 a bet. Don't come to the table with less than $1,000.
No, you're not.
You got no chance for $300 or $500. But people do it all day time. They're like, well,
I'm here.
It's the only table I got. I'm $300 to $400 play. That's all I got.
I don't want to walk across the street, or I don't want to take an Uber downtown.
And the money's gone. The money's going to be gone in a few minutes because, you can't withstand any kind of, you can't take 3 rolls and your bankroll's gone, 3 tough roll, 3, 4 rolls. And they know that. And so they squeeze you. So they're like, well, 25 it is. And they churn the players.
Yeah.
Because you got to have such a big bankroll to pay at that. I mean, you need $1,000 to play. Don't go to a $25 table without $1,000.
Which is weird because the slots and all that other stuff, they're geared down to the lower people. They have some expensive slot machines, but they, dollar or
25 cents,
25 cents a spin.
Penny machines are still there. Yeah,
yeah, and you can ladder up. You can go 2, 4, 6 or whatever on those little buttons and stuff. So they do it for the slot players,
right?
But they don't have any respect for the craps players.
No, if you want to bet $25 at a $10 or $15 table, you are allowed to. You're allowed to bet $500. No one's stopping you.
Yeah,
but we're not giving the option.
But they start that ladder up very high. They don't.
Right.
They got penny slots. They've got the dime, the quarters, whatever. and they can adjust them, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
for the
they
craps
don't go like,
players,
hey, slots start at $10 a pull.
yes,
They don't do that.
no,
And I mean, yes, there is a bigger hold on those games. So, officially, if you played craps properly, you're only supposed to lose 1%, and slots you're supposed to lose
1.41.
Yeah, well, you should add some odds too, so you're
Yeah,
less than 1%. But
yeah.
slot machine, you're losing 15 to 20%. But so it's not apples to apples for sure. But I don't know. Just
But
so
I swear
tables.
I don't see the average craps player, uh, losing. Hey, I just played 5 hours and I only lost $1.41. For every $100 or whatever. It's just reality versus theoretical. Just never seems to match up. But then again, we do have some wins sometime, big wins on our game, which I don't know if that's they have some wins on the slot machines too.
Right.
But so I guess but we definitely should have a little bit bigger respect when it comes to comps, and the cruise has figured it out. The cruise ships have figured out, get us so many points, you'll get the free cruise, or you prepay the cruise. But for whatever the land base, they don't care. They don't care as much.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
What about this? Kind of is related, like live updated systems. So you just log into Caesars, MGM, whatever, and it goes. We've got 2 craps tables that are $10. Blackjack tables are 15.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Real time data. Real time live data. Yeah.
These 2 tables are, we've got 2 full tables. They do it in poker. Like there's a waiting list. They tell you how many players.
Wow. Okay.
And I mean, you have to keep up on it. Manual insert,
refresh or whatever.
Nowadays with AI, it's like, or just like in the parking garage we talked about either. You got
you got a little green light. Yeah, the little dot.
We have 36 positions for craps. We've got 8 green dots, right? So you know how many spots are open. I don't know, some real-time data limits.
It sounds like you need to be the CEO or the chairman of the board of some of these big companies.
Who's gonna
invest in that technology? Yeah,
the technology exists. I don't know.
If it exists, why don't they do it? Why wouldn't they do it? Because you're going to see that it's full, and you're going to say, "I'm not going there because it's too crowded," even though it's my lucky casino.
That's true. There's probably some downsides to it.
Yeah, and they're going to say, "I'm not going there," or, this is the place I'm lucky at, but they're too crowded, or the minimums are too high. Where if you just show up and it's crowded, then the minimums are high. So, I might as well I might as well play the $25, $50 table.
I don't know, because if you have this data, like I said, if you're like bouncing against, because this is all customer service. So if you're like, well, our tables, people are complaining because it seems our tables are always full. Add a new table. There's ways around this. We want to serve the customer. We want as many as we can. So this data also works for the casino. I don't know. Tom made it easy. He goes, just put in real-time cameras. Just
so you can log in.
Have data. Just take a peek.
Tom, there you go. Just pull it up.
It's like traffic cameras. Like, yep.
And
there's definitely a slowdown on 595. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, you could have the overhead shot, so you still have the privacy of the people in the casino. Maybe you could blurt out their faces or whatever, but you can see how many people are there. Yeah, that makes sense.
A little mirror, the digital display and thing. Oh, yep, $10 table. It's half full. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go over there. I don't know.
Absolutely.
There's ways to come on.
Yeah, they could do it.
It's a wish list, but they could do it.
This is quite a list you have for Santa.
I know.
This is good.
In here.
Yeah. Well, hey, Rogan goes for 3 hours, Jeremy. We're eventually going to get there.
We're not Rogan, exactly.
We're not Rogan.
I have smart lighting. I don't know what smart lighting is, except for the daytime it's light, dark. You can set the mood. I don't know.
Smart lighting. You want that or you don't want that?
My kids gave me that on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, who control? It wouldn't be individualized, so it's like they probably, to a degree, they do have smart lighting. They light it however they want. Some casinos are
There's
darker,
there's
some are
some
lighter.
clocks that do that, I think, for the bedroom and stuff, like wake
Yeah.
you up with a certain light. Maybe there's some mind games and stuff on that.
So yeah, I don't know if it's a wish list for me, just because again, I have no problem with the casino wanting to control and set their environment.
Oh,
What
by
do
the
they like?
way,
What do
this
they want to be, a nightclub, or do they want to be a?
yeah, hey, look at this here.
Okay.
This was from Niv Cuz. We were a little late from what we had kept track from. Do they hold the full amount until the end of the year and then granted or rated you? I guess is what she was saying on that one, or he was saying. I don't know. I think that what they're saying is, hey, by the buy-ins, they ought to be able to, once they put that buy-in in, we should know how we're playing, right? Don't you think they could instantly do it that way? You follow me on that?
No, not exactly. I mean, because you could buy them for $5,000 and play the 6 and 8 for $10 each.
Yeah, but then you got the time at the table though, and then when you color up, if they had a way to make you scan your card in and out, that kind of thing, or is that was part of the
Well, I
player's
mean, they
card
do
agreement?
that. They go, okay, he bought him for 5,000. He left with, 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
it
yeah,
doesn't. You don't know the average bet. I mean, you could be there, like I said, $10, 6 and 8, or you could be that guy could lose 1,000, or the guy paying $25 on all the numbers.
yeah.
160 every roll, could also only lose 1,000. I mean, you do have to consider how they're playing. I don't think you could just do buy in, buy out.
Okay. All right. Maybe
If
that's
what
not
it's
a
not what Niv was talking about.
yeah. Okay. No,
He
I
says hold the amount till the end of the year. I'm not sure what he's saying.
or maybe rate you at based on how much you bought in and everything. Then you got, but they kind of do that anyway with their
Yeah.
tiered points.
Yeah.
And that one year I got, lucky enough to get up to diamond with Caesars.
But that's what we're talking about. Is like,
yeah,
I mean, that's great that you earned diamond at the end of the year, but
it
who
was only
knows?
1 year. Yeah, it was
Who
only 1
knows what
year.
you could have been if they rated you every time properly, like they did a slot player, right? Like maybe you were supposed to be diamond plus or whatever. I don't know what tiers we on. But that's the problem with craps, is just inconsistency.
Yeah. Oh, I think I see. Niv jumped in and said, the question was Atlantic City trip. My wife and I kept track of all the credits that we earned. When I hit the account, we noticed it was less than what we kept track of. I was wondering why. So you were talking about live things. I know Caesars does that. They have that thing, the app where you can see what you're rating at. And you're right, Niv. Sometimes it doesn't match up with what I think it was or what the guy told me it was, and I don't know the reason why it is.
Certainly table games are a whole ball game, but crap should be specific. And it is the coolest thing. I like, my brother's a MGM player.
Yeah.
And it's literally like he can do a session for 10 minutes
Yep.
and see it. Like coin in, coin
that's
out.
the same thing with the Caesars and I've
so
done MGM before too, but it's the same thing. I just do Caesars because it's closer, or not closer,
sure.
but more affordable for me. But
So
that's
they
the one I
copy
got
each
lucky
other,
in.
yeah.
But yeah, they're the two big dogs, and they both have the technology in there. But yeah, that's how they do their tier. But for whatever reason, the craps players, we don't
all table
advance on the
games,
tiers. You think
like
all
I
table
said,
games
craps
are like
is the
that?
worst.
Okay.
But all table games are a little subjective. They can give you a bump up or a bump down.
Oh yeah,
that's
how I got to diamond a couple years ago.
If you tip better,
yep,
you might get a bump
and
up.
I tipped while they were on the ATS, and we all hit it, and I was the only guy tipping at the table that night.
So if your average bet's 50, a lot of time that's what I've found on cruise
ships.
Whoops,
Got an extra zero on there. It's 500.
They rated me at at $100 a roll instead of $50 a roll. So it's more subjective, and there are variations. But usually, if you're a slot player, it should be dead on. So
yeah, and it is. I think it is on dead on those.
Yeah, especially if you're following that Caesar and MGM app. As soon as you get up, you can
incredible.
look. Oh, that little session, it is wild.
It's incredible.
Let's see. This is a little one, but I would love to see more of this in all places. There's some places. So you get your ticket, right? Your Tito ticket in, ticket out. for your slot. Let's say every once in a while you play
Okay.
slots, always at table games.
Right.
And a lot of times you go to the machine, you cash out, you got 73 cents and change.
Right.
Some will spit out the change. Some, which I like, give you an option to donate.
Yeah, to charities
There's
and
multiple
stuff.
casinos.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, here's these 5 charities. Would you like to pick a thing? And then some, which I hate, for instance, downtown Reno, the Caesars properties there, they print out, you don't have a choice. They just print out a ticket. It's like, if you want your money, you got to take a ticket and go to the cashier cage. And it's like, and you know how many of those tickets lay around or they just end up the casino's money. They don't never get redeemed.
It's like throwing money in a fountain or something.
Exactly. And it's just, I think they've made a decision to do that. So I would like all casinos, hey, this is an ATM machine. Either it spits out your change or you could donate to charity. Don't be doing this thing where you print out a ticket and have to walk across the casino to get your change.
Maybe they could use that money to pay for the little mini Snickers bars. They could bring that back in, But I've seen some of them where you get that ticket. And I've been on a slot machine, and it'll say, "Hey, you got 43 cents." And it'll say, "Hey, would you like to spend?"
Yeah, one last chance. Yeah,
one last chance to do something to get up to $1 or something, so you can leave. Or and then it just wipes you out to zero. I like that one because you could just totally leave with your spirits crushed, and you don't have that embarrassing.
You don't want that
ticket. That little piece of ticket.
Left.
You're walking around. You don't want to bring it back to your room. You don't want to throw it away. It's just like, oh, you wish you could do some good for it, But that's true. But yeah, that is that's something that the world needs to figure out with those rounding errors. Yeah.
Well, I think I've come to
toward the end of your list. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did have 2 more Dear Santas I would like to.
All right, let's get those up, and then we'll head to the monster roll.
And we'll head to the monster roll. All right. So my third one was Dear Santa, I want a strategy that will roll out with the same numbers and success as my favorite YouTuber had on a real table when he bought in for $200 and walked away from the table with $6,000.
Yeah.
Signed, I am Able.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is that something Santa could do? I know you're a little different than some of the other YouTubers that are out there.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about my YouTube channel because they're like, do you ever win? Every strategy you show seems to lose. And
that's not true.
I do have some winners, but if you watch, the majority will lose. Yes, that is real life. The majority of the time you're going to lose at this game. It is a tough game to win. No matter how you're playing, the dice have to cooperate. So yeah, there are some channels you will watch and
they never lose. Yeah, they never lose.
It is awesome. Yeah. They either are the greatest gambler of all time or whatever. But
and a lot of them are random rollers too, which is very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. So
I can give you some. There are ways. I don't want to give too much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The magician who tells the things.
Yeah,
but there
behind
are ways that things like you can film it once, and if it doesn't win, you could film it again and not show.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
There's ways. There's the magic.
Like when you have that little break, like in your video, when it's done with the piano music and the dice are coming out with the stick. You're saying it might not be continuously rolled.
It might not be the continuous roll. It might not be the first time that this YouTuber has rolled this out.
Oh.
I'm just saying there are ways that you can manipulate the viewer a little bit, sadly.
Or to showcase the great strategy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's, I don't know the motives of everyone, but
no
one wants to watch a loser. I get that. So, and you want to show the potential. I've just found my balance of showing. I've just taken the stance. I don't care, win or lose.
So you will state that you roll it out and that's it.
Yeah, I think this last week, or maybe it hasn't aired yet.
Which one are we talking about?
Aired. So my very first video that I went completely busto.
Okay.
And I re-rolled it, but it's all in the same video. You see me in the first 10 minutes go from 600 to 0, and then I roll, and then I do the strategy. I buy
Immediately again. A
immediately,
buy-in.
and
Okay.
it actually won like 200 the second time, I think. So I don't
So
think
you
that is
felt
aired.
so bad because you devastated the strategy. Like you couldn't get the strategy to an act.
Oh,
The rolling was so bad.
it was so brutal, and that's the first time that's ever happened. Because normally I'm like, if it loses 50%,
At
say
least you can
I
show.
could care
Yeah, at
less.
least you can show the strategy
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah,
But
but
it
this
must have
one
been
was
a
like I
layered
couldn't show
one.
anything, and it went so quick. I'm like, this video's over in 5 minutes. So for the first time ever, I actually re-rolled a video, but you see it in action. So anyway, I don't know how we got off on that, but
No. Well, that's getting back to the thing because you want to be able to roll it like your
oh yeah, the
YouTuber.
Dear Santa, you wanna
Yeah. So
yeah, the likelihood that you roll it just how some of these amazing YouTubers, eh, I wouldn't
it's
count
like
on
in
it,
my
but it's a
old
nice wish
economics
list.
class. The answer is it depends. It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's stick to the old wise saying, if it's too good to be true, or if it sounds too good to be true,
It's not true.
it's
Yeah.
probably not true.
All right, I got my last one. This I'm going out on a high note. All right, this
Yeah,
is my
okay.
last one. You ready? It says, "Dear Santa, I'm a former major league pitcher who can still
Yes.
throw a fastball 90 miles an hour, and I'm a scratch golfer
Okay. Quite an
who has
athlete.
spent very athletic person, very well trained arms and hands, right? Who has spent thousands of dollars on DI and dice control classes from
Oh,
folks all over the country."
oh, okay.
It says, "All I want for Christmas is for somebody to tell me the truth about dice control. Sincerely, Just Robbins." It's a hyphenated name. Just Robbins Moore. So, what do you tell Mr.
Do you
Robbins
need
Moore?
someone to tell you the truth, Robin? Robin,
It's just his first name is Jess, and it's a
just
hyphenated last name. Just Robbins Moore. I don't know if it's Jessica or Jesse or
just
what.
Robbins Moore. Okay.
Yeah, just Robbins Moore.
Yeah, you tell me. You've got great eye-hand coordination. You're an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You've paid for the courses. Now you went to the casino, and it's not working out for you.
Yeah.
Either one of two things.
Like. One or two things.
It's not real.
Okay. Or
or you need to pay another $1,000 and have a refresher class.
Refresher,
I guess.
Maybe maybe he's a slow learner, or she's a slow learner.
Yeah, you got to pay for more classes. Either you got to pay for more classes, or it's not a thing.
Or maybe he hasn't found. Maybe it's like golf coaches. You got to find the right one.
Maybe you got to go to pay someone else a couple $1,000s to coach.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know.
Jess, I don't know.
If you have the
you.
money and you want to keep looking for the best coach to help you, win $500, you can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I would tell
tough.
Jess, Santa's, got mystical powers and stuff. And like I said, Elon Musk can figure out a rocket to land between the chopsticks. Maybe there's the right.
You could figure out a way to roll a 6 and 8.
Figure out a way to do that. But
there's got to be a way. I mean, it's just
got to be a way. Yeah. But I will say this, just still the longest roll that we've seen is, the random roller lady in Atlantic City.
Demora is something she hasn't.
Yeah,
she hasn't been toppled yet, but
no, she hasn't. Was it 152 or something? So nobody else has gotten there. But and that's the other thing. I don't know. So I would say just maybe
just fascinated by the lights on your sweatshirt. Just
it's kind of mystical, is it? Yeah. VIP, VIP. So, and it's just a watch battery too, by the way. And I got it from a Walmart, so you don't have to go to the big expensive casino to get.
You didn't get that at the Bellagio.
I did not.
Gift
no,
shop?
Fontainebleau. No, not at all.
$200.
No, this is no. This is a straight up Walmart. And by the way, we are powered by Sports Grid. In case anybody forgot, because I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the show. But we are powered by, not sponsored, but we're powered by Sports Grid.
Yes.
And we appreciate getting this podcast out on Apple Podcast and all the other ones that are out there. But yeah, it's I don't know, that dice control thing. I don't know.
And again, you're always picking on them.
I'm rooting for you guys.
Mhm.
If I'm at the table with you, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping for the best.
But
So,
hey, we're talking about Santa's wish list. Why not, right?
yeah.
We're
Hey,
wishing that it works.
we're wishing that it works, sure,
Yeah,
and I would
amen.
love to see it work, and be happy with it. Yeah.
Anything else on the list?
Yeah, that was the last on my Dear Santa thing, and I know we're at the one coming up on the 145, and we should
Woo.
probably hit the monster roll, which is a lot. But it's been a couple weeks, 3 weeks or whatever, since we've had
Yeah,
you
I haven't
here.
talked to y'all folks in a
Yeah,
bit, so
so we'll get to the
get
people.
my gab on. Let's go ahead and end it here for this week's episode. So thank you for listening, and check us out on your favorite podcast and live almost every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the monster roll. I was going to say live
Monster
roll.
roll. There you go.
We brought up some comments, but
Yeah, we
now
did.
is
But
the
all of
time.
them. Yeah, if
If
you're
you have
still around,
questions, comments, we
I'll
are
go way
here
up to
to
the
answer
top.
them.
Yeah, I'll go up to the top.
Jim will scroll through some, highlight some up.
Our good buddy Ship, Dice Control veteran, or Dice Con veteran, not Dice Control veteran, said,
You got
"Hey,
dice control in the
Merry,
mind now.
yeah, said, hey, and Merry Christmas to everybody, because we are getting close to Christmas there. So big high on that one. Let's see. I'm reading some, and you can.
We got a big.
What
are we gonna do? New Year's resolution episode next week?
I think so. I think it
yeah?
has to be. I think it has to be that kind of show.
Is
right?
it different than a wish list?
Resolution
Yeah,
is focusing on you.
Yeah, shoot.
You, right? What you're going to do.
Reflection.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have to, and I'll have some reflection. Maybe I'll get butt wild and make a place bet besides a 6 and or 8 or something. I don't know.
Quit being an angry gambler, Jim.
Yeah, and come to grips that they're not going to build a bunch of self-service machines and bring me.
You need to make a resolution that you're going to go to a dice control class this year. And with an open mind.
Oh my God, with an open mind. Yeah, I just maybe that's it. I just haven't seen the data on that, but yeah, maybe I don't know. One of our good Color Up Club players asked the question a few weeks ago: "Hey, would you go to a class if somebody else paid for it?" And I was like, "No." I said no, but I'm all for learning how to bet. I know it's just a part, throwing's just a small part of it, Jeremy, but you got to learn how to bet correctly. And all.
The good ones, hopefully, at least say that.
Yes.
Tom says, Merry and happy holidays.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
It's that time of year.
And Joe earlier jumped in with it when we were talking at the beginning about your cruise. He says, because we gambled, they send lots of offers, so I have many cruises that I care to use. Same experience with my last cruise. Yeah, they give you a lot of offers. Even if you don't qualify, you'll still get the freebies, but it might not be necessarily, mailings. It might not be necessarily the ones that you want. Or
you can't really go to Japan or to the Greek Isles, but
right.
They'll send you a lot of the Bahamas,
Galveston, Bahamas, going out LAX, that kind of thing. Yep. And just so we're full disclosure here, we did had Mrs. Color Up jumping in there, and there's a picture to prove it right there. So she did contribute to the show, and his sister jumps in. So this is a quality guy when his sister and his wife come and listen to the show. So it's got to be completely unbiased,
Well, I've got multiple sisters though, and only one of them.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. I'm sorry. So I shouldn't have brought that up.
The percentage is not good. Yeah.
So multiple, you mean more than 2 or 3?
Yeah, I got 3.
3 sisters. So you're at a 33%.
Yeah. So that's not,
Oh, man. And you got that brother too. I haven't seen your brother jump in.
Yeah, he's not a listener. I don't know.
No, he's probably playing slots. Yeah.
I'm getting intrigued about playing Bubble Craps. What's your thoughts on it? What's your question on it? I think it's a great option. For me as a table game player, I miss the chips in my hand, interacting with a live dealer. Mm-hmm. So that's what I love. But, we talked about bankroll, certain table limits, you need a certain amount. You go down to these bubble games, you can play for $20 or $100, and you go at your own pace, and it's just a different experience. But I think there's a great place for it. And
Yeah,
usually, and like we mentioned, most of them you're not going to get any comp points at all. But I think
and your VIG's going to be taken on the
Vig's,
backside.
yeah, Vig's always, and they always play you proper, so you don't have to make proper bets. So
Right, they round
make
it
your
to the
$3
penny.
bet, they'll
Yeah.
pay you to the penny. So it has some advantages for sure. If you're an introvert and don't want to be around people or crowds, that it has some advantages. But as far as the game, like it's the exact same game. As far as odds, probabilities, the math, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and there's some cool, if you're into that kind of thing, there's some cool bubble craps channels that are out
there's
there
lots
as well
of YouTube
too.
videos that are
Yeah.
just very specific.
Yeah, very specific for the individual games
Yeah.
and all. Let's see what else we got out there. Neo Tony was checking in saying hello earlier, and then when we were talking about casinos that were playing the Wally World Special, David Lively said, "Yeah, David, you're right. We do need some kind of basic casinos out there that would be nice to play at. We don't necessarily need the fancy artwork and the sculptures and stuff. And maybe if they did that, they could give us a free Coke every now and then and not pay for parking."
We have an inside joke. We talked about having like a music system in casinos.
Mhm.
We have an inside joke. They play "Lips of an Angel." And she said she played it 6 times. Do you know this song? I don't know the song, but I can only imagine
Lips
some
of
sort of
an
romantic.
Okay.
Lips of an angel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the song. I could be completely off base, but
I'll be doing.
it's
some
annoying their
Googling here.
friends. So
Yeah, I'll be doing some Googling.
That would be the
on that.
drawback of having like a music system where it's not chosen by the casino director, but by the crowd.
Random person.
We might end up with end up with Jeremy
something that
Queen.
you don't like, or the majority of the people, or 99% of the people
Yeah.
don't like. Yeah. Let's see, and then to show that your one sister who listens has such good taste, even though she's no longer listening, loves the sweater. I don't know if she's talking about Mr. Green or Mr. Red.
No,
but,
I'm pretty sure she loves your Santa sweater.
Maybe. And our regular buddy, Wary Bauer, Ken, checking in and saying, "Hey, good evening, Ken. Glad to have you back over there." And we got some more love coming out from YouTube. Adventures by Gunnerman. Merry Christmas, and thanks for listening and being a part of this little community that we're building over here. So, yeah, absolutely loving all those.
People like bougie. I think that was when we were talking about.
Yes,
like
why they have these bigger the arms
and I have
race.
no problem with that. Certain percentage they should market and build.
Yeah,
and cater to the bougie crowd. But there are others of us out there. We do exist. There's a reason they call us middle class is the biggest class, or the flyover area, or whatever.
Yeah,
we're
here. And this is when we were talking about smoking and stuff. They're leaving the cigarette ashes all over the place.
That should be on my list.
Stinky ashtray. Yeah,
I hate
stinky
that.
ashtray.
They just always just sitting there, and they're always dumped for some reason. I don't get it.
Yeah, they never come around to clean them.
Talk about smoking. Seneca. If you like to smoke your brains on Seneca and Niagara Falls, New York, is for you.
Okay.
Have you ever been up there?
Have not made it that far north to play. I have not. Well, check that. We went, but I never went inside. We went to Niagara Falls, but there was a casino there just down the street from the hotels from the falls, but we never went inside. So I've been there, but never played there. But yeah, we'll take your word on that one.
I'm gonna take his word. Yeah, because I have been in those type of casinos where it's just like you look around and it's all just I've went into the they have what I don't know. They have these little slot parlors they call dotties here. They're usually like in strip malls. They're all over. This
is like the little small places in Blackhawk, right? Like you have almost like a little room full of slot machines.
They have a couple of them.
Yeah, okay.
Their building is just, but so here in Reno and other places I've seen, they're just dotties, right? And they're just like a little rented space, and they have slot machines. And those things, when you walk, I've went into like 2 or 3 just to see what's. It's just like a cloud of smoke. Just it's like it's brutal. You're going there for a reason. It's just to smoke. But yeah, these dotties are all over town. These little little stores that are just slot machines. And
and I'm
the
just talking
smoking is
about, oh
brutal.
my God. Yeah. And then the like it that when I was playing over here in Portsmouth, they first opened up. When I played over there, I did not go over there because they were saying the marijuana smell with, and again,
Mm,
older I've gotten, more libertarian I've gotten. If you want to do
mhm,
whatever to your body, just as long as I don't smell it and it's affecting me,
mhm.
knock yourself out. But when you add the smoking with the strong smell and just kind of
The old
just
skunk weed,
makes me
yeah.
sick. Yeah, yeah, it's like a skunk. It's like a skunk.
This is a
Um,
new comment. It's 40. And his niece. I don't know what that means, but she must be
where
still
were we?
sticking around. That's from
And his
Mrs.
niece.
Color Up. I don't know. I don't know what that's
You at the
about.
bottom of the list?
Yeah, very bottom of the list.
And it said, and his niece. What were we talking about?
I
Oh,
have
you're
no
talking about
idea.
maybe family members or something? Or you said sisters? Or no,
Oh,
was your
maybe,
niece
maybe.
listening? Your niece was listening.
Yeah,
That's probably what
yeah.
she means.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what she means.
Family affair jumping in.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way,
Yes.
my wife came into my studio the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell her why. I said, "Hey, come in here for a second." And she listened for at least 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow.
And I said, "Hey, would you consider?" Because I'm thinking like
Uh-oh.
would you consider playing? I just teach you this bet. You take. I gave her like a stack of chips. I said, "Take. Do you know how this works?" I said, "When the puck is off, you're going to put a black chip on the pass line." And then I said, "It's either going to win or lose, or the puck's going to go on a number. You don't have to do anything else. Just wait. And either I'm going to pay you, or you're going to
Right.
win the bet or lose the bet. That's all you have to do. And when you lose it, you just replace it." And she was open-minded to it and listened and goes, "Oh,
And
I
it
could
made it
probably
to
do
your
that."
video? Did it make it to your video?
No. It wasn't video. This is just
Oh.
personal.
Okay.
This is just personal. But
Okay.
she actually approached my table and listened for a minute. And she said, I said, "So would you be willing to do that?" And she goes, "Yeah, unless I lose like $200, then I couldn't take it and I'm leaving." And so I said, "Yeah, but see, I'm on the don't. So when you lose, I win. So we're really
It's a
don't
wash.
have to,
Yeah,
it's a
push.
wash. So we don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it." So I think she is or might be willing to
Uh-oh. Yeah. You see the
she
capital
might be
letters
willing
here.
to play some team play. I might have a story the next cruise, which is coming up. She might be willing to be a black chip player
Wow.
on the pass line and see how things materialize. But it's a
This
big step.
this is huge because I thought you were going to say, "Hey, these are her hands coming in and out," instead of
Oh,
you
no. Not that
dropping the
exciting like
chips
that yet.
down. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, baby steps. We'll get
Baby
her
steps.
playing on the pass line, and then the next thing you know, she's gonna take over teaching my videos and doing the podcast for me.
Yeah.
Before we know it.
Oh yeah. This could be hey, I can back out. She can jump on here. This could be wedding advice. This is
Yeah.
color up wedding or color up
No.
marriage.
She could
Yeah,
teach.
yeah.
I mean, if she put her mind to it, she's smarter than me. She does all this like super complicated airline scheduling. She tries to
Yeah.
explain it to me. I have like these hours, and then like it's insane, like the weird numbers and math stuff
Right.
and calculations and all this stuff. And I'm
And
like,
she's on top of it.
yeah, and I'm like, craps is nothing. So
Yeah.
she just wants to avoid it for some reason. I don't know why. But she would pick it up no problem if she wanted to. I don't know
Yeah,
why she is.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, how many years you guys been married now?
28,
28.
I think 20. Yeah, something like that.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Next time, maybe you should have like
give me a
delay
warning
button.
before
Give
you,
you
especially when she's
or
listening. I'm pretty
DM
sure
you
it's
something.
28.
Yeah.
I
Hit you up
mean,
some-
our anniversary was in November. So
Don't worry, there'll be a capitalized response if you're wrong.
No.
If
She's
you
actually
still
cool about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
She's not real picky.
All right.
Forget to if I forget to give her a gift or whatever, she's not she's cool with it.
Yeah, here's one here from earlier. Again, we were talking about smoking shooter craps. They give them time to figure out how to charge people for no smoking, and then they will do. Yeah, They're all about it, right?
Yeah, there's a tax for if we turn this into a non-smoking casino, everyone who comes in has to pay an extra, non-smoking fee.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. To breathe
it's $15 an hour
clean
because
air. Yeah, to breathe
we're
clean
gonna
air.
upgrade our systems
HVAC,
and
HEPA
so
filters. Yeah.
we're gonna have to charge you $50 an hour. But if you reach
Mhm.
Diamond, you won't have to pay that fee.
Again, Nemo, I don't know what Neo what side you are on or how close you are, but if you ever go out to Danville, maybe I'll make a weekend trip, whatever. And if it's in the summer, I might be able to do it too. But maybe hook up and see you in Danville. Check out the new place over there.
I announced in my last newsletter I'm going to Biloxi this year.
Yeah, you did. And do you have a date on that?
No, I got nothing beyond that. I was
Okay.
hoping for some feedback or hearing back from some people. I haven't really heard anything yet, so I guess I'm just going to. I mean, we have DiceCon in June, but maybe I'll just pick a date and I'll announce it.
What season do you think? Spring, fall, winter?
Late summer, fall. I don't know. I mean, I gotta give people a little notice,
Yeah,
maybe, but
yeah.
I'm not going to organize anything specific. I don't have.
Well,
any
there's plenty of
connections.
casinos down there to play, and there's lots
Yeah.
of choices. But yeah, if you give some notice on there, and might be able to get down there, maybe time
late
one of these
summer.
weekends. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to
Kinda
try
what I'm
that.
thinking.
Yep. Let's see. What else? I thought I saw something. Bristol, Virginia. They can smoke. The temporary casino is being renovated to a non-smoking casino.
Hmm.
I think it has a small non-smoking area. Yeah, why does the non-smoking area have to be the small part and the smoking area gets to be the big part? What about the other way around? You
Well, like I
know?
said, some places it is, right? Blackhawk
Yeah.
gets that way, and the Las Vegas airport's that way.
Mm-hmm.
They have little smoking rooms, but
And Chip's voting with his voice. He says, hey, he wants DiceCon at Park MGM. It's nice to breathe and not smell smoke because they banned smoking and vaping, and they were still busy. So Park MGM figured it out. Hey, we can make
last
some
time I
money.
was in Vegas, they're the only one on the strip, and
Yeah.
they didn't seem to be hurting for
And
customers.
are there more in Vegas that are non-smoking that you know of?
They always
Not
advertise
on the strip, but I mean,
strip.
uh-huh.
Yeah, but as far as valley wide, I do not know. I can't imagine that a locals place
Would
in
ban
Henderson or whatever is going to be
Yeah.
non-smoking. I mean, maybe, but I have not heard of anything beyond.
How about in
Park
Reno?
MGM.
Is anything non-smoking in Reno?
No, definitely not. There, most of them stopped during COVID and then have kept it like, hey, table games you can't smoke, but you can at the slots.
Ah, okay.
So they've kind of put that in place and then just kind of kept it. So yeah, there's that.
Okay. Oh, I missed this one. I would have said this earlier. So,
I didn't see that either.
Professor Meet Kim, Jeremy's
We've talked
niece.
about my family too much this
Yeah,
episode.
I know, but anyway.
Maybe not. I don't know. Who cares?
Hello, Kim.
one listens
I'm
to this
sorry
show
I missed that. If you're still listening, which I doubt you are, but if you're still listening, hello. I seem like I know your sister's family or getting to know her.
Well, because you're on Facebook, you see.
I do
posts,
Facebook. Yeah, I see your posts,
and I have Facebook, but I don't do Facebook.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And
I don't
and
even know
just
what's going on with my family.
And just so you know, Naomi, I do try to keep your brother up on your happenings in your life.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah,
Jim tells me what my family's doing. It's very convenient.
Trying to help it out,
Before every episode on Sundays, he's like, "Hey, so do you know your sister's up to this and this?" I'm like, "Oh no, thank you. That's good. That's good."
It's funny. Let's see. Tom saying, "Hey, for some affordable thrills, make Mondays $5 table day." Yeah, it's a slow day anyway down at the strip. Tom's right. They could do it.
$5 is. I mean, obviously $5 profitable, but again, you bring in the riffraff, right? Whatever riffraff means in your area.
Yeah.
I love the way Pepper Mill's doing it here in Reno.
What do they do?
They open up in the morning. It's a $3 game.
$3. Okay.
You can go across all the numbers for $18. I know you're not a place better, but you can cover all the numbers for $18.
But for that, I might.
Yeah. Okay. It's $3 if the table's open and empty in the morning. When someone else approaches, it goes to $5. Still a
Okay.
very cheap game. And you can play $5, and then once it hits afternoon, I think 2 o'clock, whatever the next shift is, they go to a $10 game.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
So hey, if you want the value, it's there. Just you have to be able to make it in the morning. But and if you're first to the table, or the only one,
Do they
you get
grandfather you in
$3.
for the whole day?
They do grandfather you in
Until the shift change.
until the
probably.
shift change. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So it's pretty cool. And then, I have, it's fair. It's like, hey, at this time we're going to $10 but there's an option there's a window, and you can't make it right. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're on a shift, you're working the mines and you don't get a chance to go in between
Right.
8 and 11 in the morning. Yeah, you are going to miss out on it. But
Oh, this was
you can't fault them for being a $10 and $15 table between the hours of 7 and midnight, right?
yeah, yeah.
That's all the
It
customers
is. Yeah,
are
yeah.
coming in,
It's
right?
you're gonna have the
Yeah.
high demand on there.
Yeah.
I missed this one. This would have been nice to bring up earlier on the wish list. Bring back the cheap buffets.
What do you think about that?
I think it would have been great. That solved your $18 cheeseburger problem, or and feed people, keep them around your property so they can go back and gamble some more. But I guess they figured, after the COVID thing, they all kind of wiped out all the buffets. I
I mean, obviously that's an excuse, but I don't know. You got. Oh boy, it's getting late, huh?
no.
We'll end this
Hey,
thing.
I'm a teacher on 2-week Christmas break, so that
Oh, look at you.
yawn was
Okay,
just
okay.
for me.
Okay, just
Just to
catching
let
up. Okay,
everybody
but
know
you have to
I'm
work in the morning.
human. Yeah, we're good.
So they have these things on these cruise ships that I've been attending. They are free buffets.
Free buffet, yeah.
And me and my wife do our best to avoid them at all costs.
You don't like the buffet? Get up and eat in the morning and eat lunchtime and all. Where do you eat on the
I go in the
cruise?
main dining room as much as I can.
Oh, I eat the main dining room for dinner every night on the
Yeah.
cruise,
I
but
try
not.
to do it for breakfast or lunch too, if I
Do
can.
you really? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, every once in a while, obviously it's convenient, but you go in there and you got all these people bumping into you. No one's paying attention. You're walking around and you're thinking, man, this is
Yeah.
kind of gross. Everyone's grubby hands in and out. The cheap buffets is nice in theory, but they're kind of gross a little bit. I mean, and I'm not a bougie guy. I mean, I'm
No,
as
not
practical
you.
as they
Not
come.
you. No.
But it's kind of a cattle call. It's I don't know. There's just better experiences options because again, but it's free because I can go into the dining room, get served
Yeah.
essentially the same food, cafeteria plus
Right.
food.
Right.
But avoid the crowds and avoid people
Avoid 'em, yeah.
dropping stuff and wiping their
Yeah.
clothes and
Yeah,
then
I
not
equate
using
it.
the things to grab the food. And
If you get there first, like if you're first in line or something after
what
they've
time
wiped
is
everything
this?
down. What's that?
What
You're a
time are
little
you
bit
getting there first?
in the
6
morning.
a.m.?
Yeah, like first in the morning, like
Come on.
6, 7, 8 o'clock,
I'm not
something like
setting an
that.
alarm to get up on a cruise to be
You're
first
not
in
doing
line
that?
for the
Oh my God. So that goes back to you being a little bougie. So you can't get up on the cruise. How
No,
you're
I'm not
not
setting
playing
an alarm
craps
on
that
a
late. What are you
cruise.
doing on a cruise, man?
The
So
craps tables don't open up. Again, you know what? They treat us like second-class citizens.
yeah,
On sea days, casino opens at 10 a.m.
but not the craps
Table
table.
games open at noon.
Yeah.
You think craps is part of the table games? No, sir. You're
No.
mistaken. We'll open that when we get around to it. I go in at 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. It'll open up at 4 o'clock. When
Yeah.
everyone else has been there since 10, or all the other table games at noon. Second class citizen, us craps players.
I agree. We're discriminated against, but
Yeah.
what I was saying is I kind of view it as like
I
getting
was
to
trying to
the
change the topic, but
trying to get to the buffet first is kind of like the porta potty is there, and if you can be the first one at the concert to use the porta potty, you're all right. But after that, I agree with you on that one. So the
I'm
porta
not going
potty
to a
now,
concert porta potty.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going first. I'm not going last. I'm waiting
You're not
till I
going
get
first.
home.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
All
some
right.
planning in place. Like I go before. It's not
He,
happening. I'm not going to a concert.
he
Please,
hasn't
Bob.
had anything to drink in the last 12
No,
hours. No
I would not.
water, no
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, nothing.
Yeah. I
There are
got you.
certain situations that you
So
have to avoid
even
at all
with your
costs.
beloved Smashing Pumpkin fans, he's still not using the porta potty.
No, there's
Okay.
no chance.
All right. All right. Just checking. Just checking.
So if you want to call that bougie, I guess it is.
It may be.
Yeah, and the food is okay. It's just, man, I try to avoid it at all costs, even though it's free. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, the idea is, a cheap buffet was fun. Back in the day, they were pretty cool, like $9.99, right? Buffets
Yeah, I
all
mean,
over
all you
Vegas.
can eat. Yeah, for
Yeah,
nine
it's
ninety
pretty cool.
nine.
And upgrade to if you want the crab legs too for
Oh yeah,
15
yeah.
or
For
19, right? So
15, and now you can't even get a hamburger.
no, I
Yeah.
was looking to take the family to a buff. But there's buffets are still kind of a thing here in Reno. At least half the casinos have them, but they're all $50, $60 a person. Which
$60?
yeah,
That doesn't make any sense to me on that.
well, I mean it's all you can eat and crabs. Like,
I don't know.
still too much.
It
I mean
seems.
you go to I don't know, pick your mid tier Red Robin. It's
Yeah.
with your drink it's 25 and it's not all you can eat. You just get one burger, a side.
I
And
mean,
a
how much
drink,
are
I
these
guess.
people eating? You know.
I don't know. You're probably not getting your money's worth. I mean, that's why they set the price at what they set it. But
Yeah. I mean that.
yeah,
Yeah.
50, 60
Honestly.
bucks.
Okay. Maybe I need to get out a little bit more on that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what buffets you're not eating at buffets.
Jags said, "Hey," probably an hour ago, and missed it. So hey. So
He
sorry
was here
about
for 1
that.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should go to the Bacchanal. Bacchanal, I think. I think that's the Caesars one. I think that's the most like famous one. You ever heard of that one?
No, which property?
I think it's Caesars.
At Caesar's
Bellagio
Palace?
or something. Yeah, Caesar's
Bellagio.
Palace or Bellagio.
Bellagio's MGM, yeah.
Yeah, but they're like it's like a $150 buffet or something like that. It's supposed to be beautiful,
Woo!
amazing spread though. Whatever you want.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, but these things are not cheap anymore. So yeah, I
Nah.
think it's $50-$60 is
Yeah,
going rate. I think.
so you think that's reasonable going rate?
I
Okay.
didn't say it was reasonable.
But that's a going rate.
I think that's the going rate.
Okay.
He says it's like $80 at Caesar's Palace. Is
80?
it only 80? I thought it was like 150.
Hmm.
Don't look that up.
That seems like a big one to me.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta take the whole family, right? So I'd love to stick around $25-$30, but it's just not a thing.
No.
Let
Here's one
alone
here. Tom had a good wish list one.
multiplier.
Multiplier on the ATS. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun if that thing ratchet up.
Oh my God, that would be great. Let me see how to get off that. There we go. Yeah.
Depends
Yeah.
if you go to lunch or dinner for the Bacchanal.
Okay.
Binions used to have $49 steak and baked potato at 1 a.m. at the coffee shop.
Binions
There's
has
I
lot
think it's
of
Gold
fun
Dust.
stuff.
Gold Dust West does a steak dinner for like $9.99 here in Reno. There's some value here and still in town. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's a good
Aaron Blair says try 120. Are you talking about in Tulsa the or have you been to the Bacchanal?
and that's the name of it.
Bacchanal.
Bacchanal. Yeah. Yeah.
I went and visited this Aaron in Tulsa, and we went to an old place I used to go to in Florida all the time. He says Tulsa buffet is 120. We went to this place called Jason's Deli. Do you have that in Virginia?
Yeah. We've had Jason's Deli. Yeah. We had
There you go. It's you can do like the all you can eat salad bar for like I don't know, $15 or something.
Yeah. That seems, pretty fair.
I mean, they
to
don't
me.
have like meats and stuff. It's just like salad and maybe like
They give you one protein or something to put on top.
yeah, you can
but it's
get
not-
like some eggs and
Yeah.
some cottage cheese,
some bacon
and
bits or
you can
something.
pile it on if you want.
Yeah.
In the self-serve soda machines, which I was
Wendy's when I worked at Wendy's International as a humble store manager, assistant manager in Portsmouth. They had the Super Bar back then. Do you remember those days of the Super
Super
Bar?
Bar. No, I remember the advertising the name, but I never.
Yeah. So they had a deal with the Super Bar, and I'm gonna say it was all you could eat, and you'd give them a plate. Back in the early '90s, I think it was like $4 or something, $3.99, all you can
Yeah.
eat. And people would get on there and get the little tacos and the meat and stuff. And oh my gosh, it was from a labor cost, cleaning it up, prepping the food. It would drive everybody crazy, but they drove. I mean, people would just dive on all in on that. It
Well, it's
was
like,
it was
remember the Pizza
crazy.
Hut thing? You can get the
Yeah.
pizza
Oh
and
yeah,
a little
pizza
bit of salad.
buffet. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like
pizza and salad.
$5, I think.
Yeah, that was a huge one. I
Oh,
love that.
that was amazing.
Yeah, when I first started teaching in 2002, the old department chair and ladies, we'd all go out for a department meeting, and we'd go eat over at have our department meeting over there. So absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah, we had some soup over at
I'm
Wendy's
curious, the
too.
120, is that are you talking about, is that the I think he has a Hard Rock Tulsa there. Is that the buffet at the Hard Rock Tulsa, or are you talking about like some bougie place in Tulsa? I'm just curious what a $120 buffet will get you, or where that's at. Certainly it's not a casino where they're already raking in money. I could see a standalone buffet at a nice, the 35th floor of the nice Tulsa hotel or
Okay,
whatever.
so
But
like something with a view or the
yeah, but
rotating restaurant at the top, that
a
kind of thing.
casino, I couldn't. They got to underwrite you a little bit.
Hmm. That's one place. Speaking of rotating places, I've never been to the Strat. I've never been to the Strat Casino at the bottom or gone up to the top.
Hmm.
I have not done that. And I need to try to do that. I saw one of your fellow YouTuber guys what's the guy? Dude Perfect, the guy who's throwing the basketballs and stuff. They did one.
A fellow YouTuber. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're big time on that,
Yeah,
fellow.
he's a guy like 100 million. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. We're in the same league. Yeah. Anyway,
Get him on the phone. Yeah,
yeah,
get him on the phone. Text him right now. Tell him
he's on
Jim
my
said
he's
hey.
on my favorite list.
Yeah,
I'll give him a call after the show.
dude, perfect. The guy with the ESPN 30 for 30 or whatever. But yeah, they were doing YouTube video 30 for 30, and they were throwing the basketball out of the top of I think it was the top of the Strat.
Okay.
And anyway, but that's one of the places I want to go to. I've been to Seattle, been to the Needle up there, but I haven't done the Strat yet. Have you eaten up there and gone up there and all that?
I've been up there a couple times.
Okay.
I haven't eaten up there, but it's a cool view, especially at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Go up. Do they limit you as far as how long you can stay? I know the restaurant probably turns around every hour or something, but like when you go up there, the view.
I don't know. The times I went up, I kind of went with an employee. I don't.
There's not like an observation deck or anything.
There is,
Okay.
but I think they do charge for it unless you know somebody, or if you're going up to eat.
So you got to hook
going
up.
They have a couple amusement rides up there at the top.
Yes.
So if you say you're going to do it, I think I don't know. Yeah, you can get up there, but
okay. Yeah, I want to do that.
An
maybe
observation area that's open air, and then there's the one behind the glass.
Yeah, I've seen them like doing. I don't know if it's bungee cords or you go stand outside
they got a couple
of it or
things.
something.
Yeah, there's like a bungee, and then they have got like this roller coaster that just kind of falls off the edge and then pulls you back.
Oh,
there's
good
a couple
Lord.
of things that I would never do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Because I can't even walk towards the fence. I can't get too close to the fence up there. My legs
freak you out a little bit.
away.
Well, I remember was it first IceCon we did the big high roller up there, and I did notice a little bit of a fear of heights. It may be coming out in Mr. Color up there, but I remember you stayed more toward the middle of the bubble.
Yeah, there's no reason to push my nose up against the glass.
Oh my god!
And I used to be a roofer, believe it or not. Yeah, coming out of high school, I worked on roofs, some commercial, so multiple story, hanging with harnesses, putting coping on the edge and stuff. So I don't know where the fear came from. I say I'm still not afraid. It's just like a physical reaction. I get close to, even with my family, if they get close to the edge, I'm like, I feel like jello and stuff. So I guess it's a fear,
Yeah.
but it's like a physical reaction.
I tell people I'm not fearful of heights, but
Mhm.
I respect them. And I respect them greatly. But like if I'm enclosed, I'm okay. But if I've got like something like a roller coaster and I'm strapped in and I get
I
that
love
little
roller
feeling,
coasters.
yeah, I love them too, and I'll do it. I force myself to do it, but I feel the
Oh,
adrenaline and
oh no, I don't even. I love a roller coaster as
oh
long as I know
really?
I'm
Oh no.
secure and
Okay.
that
No,
bar
I'm
comes down.
if
I'm
it's
good. But
open if it's open air, we last night we went to the Christmas town at Busch Gardens and I hadn't been there in a while. They had this thing called Finnegan's Flyer, and it's this big swinging thing, and it swings you back and forth, and you get up to you're about ready to get, and I was just like, oh, I was, oh, good Lord, it's like I just feel my stomach going back and forth, and I forced myself to do it, but yeah, I have a great respect
I love.
for
I'm gonna have to
heights.
steal that line. I have a great respect because I love a good roller coaster. But man, if there's that one little rail at the top of the mountain or the
Yeah,
Grand Canyon thing, I'm like, I respect that
yeah.
edge too much.
And
I
there's people,
respect it.
put their hands up like
Oh
this the
yeah,
whole time,
and
and
my
I'm like,
wife will like
I'm,
leaning over, try to make fun of me. Come here for a second. I'm
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, stop that.
yeah.
Knock that off.
Bonnie
Give it a
Boo
little
and
more
I,
respect.
when we went on one of our first dates, they had a local fair, and it was this little Ferris wheel over there, and I was grabbing the bar. It's just what it is, like swinging back and forth. And it's just one little bar, and it doesn't even go down, and it's swinging back. And she was kind of scooting over to get a little close. I was like, "Oh, baby, you better hold on with both hands," and all this. I could not stand it.
Well,
It
I should
freaks me
clarify.
out.
I'm gonna, the Magic Mountains, the Cedar Points, the big
Yeah,
name places. I'm going to roller coaster. The your county fair. I'm
you
not riding
know,
that.
yeah,
I'm not riding that thing.
yeah. I'm not either. Yeah, hey, yeah. If you put up the ride this morning, I'm not riding it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially I see the guy who put it up and is operating it.
yeah,
Yeah, behind it, he's like
yeah.
getting high.
They look stoned and drunk or whatever, and they haven't taken a shower in 5 days. And
Neo says the Win buffet he heard is better than the Bacchanal, which that's probably legit. The Win seems to do everything the
Wynn
best.
is they're a
They
high end
are
brand
they're a
name.
great
Yeah,
place.
high end on that one.
You know.
Yeah. So,
All right, we talked enough.
yeah, I
Oh,
think. Oh,
85
Mike
Bears
jumping
might
in
pop it
late.
in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Mike. Hey, Mike, jumping in on there. What did you put on there? I do
I
roller
can't keep
coaster
his
with
eyes.
eyes
Can't open his
closed.
eyes.
My wife did that yesterday. She kept her eyes closed. I kept it open because I just want to see whatever I would, be the last thing I'd see, whether it be the tree, the ground, or whatever I'd hit. I just want to know how I went, make sure I was the right guy on the way out. But yeah, Bonnie keeps her eyes closed,
No, you
closed.
gotta have your eyes open because you coming around. You know where the camera's at, so you can be like for the
Yeah.
camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get off the ride, you're making a silly face or whatever. Yeah, you gotta have your eyes open on a roller coaster.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
for now I respect those heights.
Yeah, I respect heights. I give them their due, and I'm going to put the safety equipment and all. But it's weird if I'm enclosed, like if I'm in a plane, like your
Yeah.
wife. I'm in a
Yeah.
plane. I'm good. Yeah, I don't care. 35,000 feet, but
Well,
you can be
yeah.
30 feet in the air or whatever without being enclosed. Hey, it's proportionally, it doesn't make sense, does it? Proportionally, it's like thousands of times more.
Well, I
It,
know, but it's like there's only these little portholes you can see out. It's not like okay, could you do what is it like in Chicago and stuff? They have like at the 100th floor, you have this glass
yeah.
walkway. Could you do that?
Yeah, I've done
It's somewhat
stuff like
enclosed,
that.
but
Yeah, yeah. It still doesn't make. We did the one in the Grand Canyon where you
okay.
go out. Have you
Yeah,
gone
you
out
can
there
walk
on
out.
that one at the
I
Indian
haven't,
Reservation?
but yeah, I know there's a big platform you can
Yeah, it's
walk
like
out. And it's
it's
just
a
flat.
big horseshoe, but even then, it's kind of freaking you out a little bit. And I'm not scared, but I'm grabbing onto the rail and I'm
Yeah, I'd be
walking and
crawling on that.
yeah, I'm not there, but yeah, when you're looking down, I was like, yeah, that is down. And what if there was a
This is a
mystery bit of
respectable
wind that
height.
just come and pick me up? And I'm a little guy, that kind of thing. I'm not a big guy like Mr. Color up here. Maybe if I had some heavier
Yeah, strong
boots or
gust of wind
something.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm frail. I'm 152 pounds or whatever. I'm not like 85 Bears, Mike, big man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little teeny guys. Oh, Rebecca says you won't do the glass floor.
Yeah, I already said that. You don't need to
Yeah.
chime in and repeat
Yeah.
it,
Well, she's
Rebecca.
jumping
That's fine.
in, but yeah,
She's
Don't-
probably on a delay, but yeah.
a little bit of delay. Yeah.
We don't need
Yeah.
to discuss it too much, but yeah, I
Well,
don't have to worry
yeah.
about blowing away, but yeah.
Well, maybe if you can't do the show in a couple weeks or whatever, maybe Rebecca can do the show with me.
I think she'll be with me though on the cruise.
No, I'm teasing. I'm messing around with you. But that'd be funny. We could have an episode. I could have a list of questions. You know, the real color up.
The
you know,
real truth.
The real truth of
That might be a
color.
good one.
Color up secrets or something.
I
Real.
almost had my daughter join me for tonight's show.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
She gave me a few ideas, but she had to drive home. But
no.
Yeah, it would have been fun to have her as a.
Yeah, maybe we
co-host
can.
sit next to
maybe
me.
we can make that happen
I think at some point it'll
again.
happen.
Yeah. Let's do that. I think that would be good.
Well,
Um,
I think the comments have slowed down. You're
Yeah.
over there yawning.
No, I haven't yawned in a while now, but
I've
yeah,
got
it
work
was a
to
little
do.
bit. Yeah, I don't have anything to do, so
Yeah, I got.
I'm gonna go wake up Bonnie Boo.
Deadline. I got to get my TV show edited for the.
Okay. Well,
People
yeah,
over
we'll
at
wind it
Sportsman.
up. So next week we're on
New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolutions. Count it down, folks, and we're talking about us. Things
Yes.
we resolve to do. Yeah, maybe
Such
a dark
as
side bet or something. I don't know.
Being more open-minded about dice control. You make your list. I'll make my
Okay.
list.
Or I make my list of you and you make your list of me. Maybe
Oh,
that's
that
what we
might be
did.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we better work on ourselves. I
Yeah,
guess,
we'll
they say.
figure it out. Yeah, exactly. The list is for us. Yeah. So.
All right. Thanks for everyone tuning in, and we will see you next week. Adios.
Au revoir, everybody. Bye.
Good luck on coloring up.